See, now I feel like the title and thumbnail work for the Daigo rewrite, but it works even better for the Cosmos manga that we're not doing, apparently. But whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
to be honest, I'd like to do a shorter stream if I can anyway. We'll see how long this takes, but I do have to edit a YouTube video after. Once I get something from someone.
Well, fair enough.
Then I can
I still
finish
have
it.
to clip up last night's stream, so there you go.
And we both were trying to improve our sleep schedules, and I was thinking about that before you answered earlier.
Tommy,
just
that's
saying,
not gonna happen. You said that you're
so
available.
kindly about.
You said you're available all night, so I expect you to be like at 6 a.m. Oh, I gotta make my yogurt.
And then I realized
Oodie.
after that was
There's
a dumb thing to say because we're
hours.
trying to fix our sleep schedules.
Oh, you're good. I gotta make some eggs at 7 a.m. Let's go another 5 hours, Oodie.
Okay, look. Whereas that inevitably will happen, I only have 2 meals that I'm going to be eating, one of which I should probably just eat anytime now. I could just go get it right now. In theory.
I mean, dinner and a show, you might as well.
The question is whether or not
Are you hungry?
Okay, I will.
Okay,
I will.
Yeah, hey, that's fixing your sleep schedule.
More of a time.
Yeah, exactly. Love to see it. I mean, regardless, I think at like 3 a.m. minimum is when we're going to bed, or ending stream, I should say. So don't know how much of a
question
is, but it's better than what it would have been.
Which one do I
preventing it being broken further?
Is the question. Do I eat the Chinese first or my oatmeal first? Big question.
Well, oatmeal is more of a morning meal. And we're probably gonna be here around morning times. Goes for the Chinese.
Yeah, but part of me, it's really tricky because part of me says I want to finish with a small meal, but part of me says I want to finish with a banger of Chinese. So you see the conundrum. The other thing is that if my hands get dirty with Chinese, I might want to do it after stream, but I don't want to do it after stream anyway. But then I might have to do it after stream because of editing. So you know what? I'm actually just gonna wait a minute because I don't know when Space Tiger's gonna send me this anyway. So
oh man, if only there was a 4-pronged utensil to get around having to use your hands for food.
Dude, chicken wings with a fork.
Hey, last I heard, chicken wings aren't very Chinese.
Crab rangoons, man, you gotta eat your hands. Now, obviously, the sesame chicken and rice, we'll be using the fork for that. But some of this is going to require our hands.
I ate one chicken wing earlier, so I know exactly the same boat that you're in. Is that I'm going to say that's the same phrase. Well, Kamui, you will be happy to know that, and this can even help influence your choice. Earlier today, I went to the store because, like I was telling you previously, I ran out of both cranberries and granola, whereas you had a lot of granola. We might actually have talked about that during that one movie rather than on stream, but that happened a few days ago. Anyways, I went today.
It was within the span of the last 2 days.
Yeah. And while I was there picking up my granola and cranberries, I also realized I was out of yogurt for the first time. Not yogurt. Oatmeal for the first time in a couple of weeks or months or whatever. And I picked up a box of oatmeal today. So,
nice.
To be fair, I would have picked up Chinese if I didn't already have noodles, which I thought about that while at the store. It's like, oh yeah, I already got noodles. It's not Chinese, but it's noodles. So, it's technically made from China, if that counts. So, I have Chinese here, technically. So
yeah, I have Chinese every day in my clothes.
Well, I mean, you can't say it's not Chinese food.
If you just eat them, it's Chinese food.
Either way, I already have it,
anyway.
So I got the oatmeal. So I don't know if that influences one way or the other, but that's my...
I've decided I'm going to do the oatmeal first. I'm going to wait a little bit longer.
Okay.
And then I'll eat it.
Okay, well that was an abrupt way to
done.
conclude that series of ideas, but all right. So Dygo rewrite. Hey, let's go to the Dygo. Hey, what's up, Ash? We're gonna do the Dygo rewrite today, apparently, because Kamui wanted to start this goal. I think I figured out
Oh,
the
we've been live
problem.
that whole time.
The reason that the goal, well, yeah, Kamui, ever since I said we're live, is when we.
I remember when you said that.
It's about 5 minutes ago. I think I figured out what was wrong with the goal previously, is that I don't think you can start it before we're live, which makes sense considering that you have to set a timer. The problem is, I think if you press start goal before we're live, it breaks it even after you're live, so I think I have to go back and now do it again, but it's all there still. So if I just spam click, nothing happens, but last time I did this, it eventually worked. And so I'm expecting it will happen at any moment now, and if it doesn't, then I'll be extremely confused as to why it doesn't. But either way, I am anticipating the Daigo rewrite, of which we are on, to be episode 3.
On that note, yeah. I could be wrong, but it might actually just be better for the algorithm to just say reacting to Daigo's rewrite than Boruto's other series.
Okay, well, this is for the Cosmos thing anyways, so sure. Reacting to Daigo's rewrite.
Like, what do we call the other titles?
Episode 3? That would be, I guess. Should I even have episode 3?
Is that how we've been naming it?
I mean, no, but...
We're on episode 3 of this.
I mean, we are on episode 3, so...
Yeah.
Okay, well... I should probably share my screen, by the way. That'd probably help you with the reaction part of this, but here you go.
Yeah, no. So I don't react 30 seconds later.
I'm just wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Okay, are we good? I think so. Clickbait! This title is a lie. Well, it would have been.
It's YouTube.
But thank you, Space, for saying that preemptively. You little assumptions over there. Okay, well let me turn face cam on, I guess, and then I'll turn my light on, and then I'll sit up, and then yeah, we're doing that, I guess. So there we go, and now I'm here. Okay, cool. So you should be able to hear it.
To the rewriting.
Yeah, I like how Pain has appeared in Stage Mode Naruto's in episode 3 of this rewrite for Naruto's Pain.
Where rewrite Naruto making changes that I think would have improved the series for my personal taste. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel.
So again, saying this is the premise is that this is rewriting Daigo's Rewrite, the series where we pretend that the original Naruto series doesn't exist, and this is the one true official definitive canon version of Naruto. Daigo's Rewrite is Naruto, and we're gonna rewrite Daigo's Rewrite without relation to the original series. So we cannot rewrite it back to the original Naruto. We have to take this as its base layer and rewrite it as if it new. So there you go.
So you don't miss any future videos in this series, as there are gonna be dozens more. If you want.
So I don't know if you saw, I think for his 50th episode, he did a Q&A special where he confirmed that he's going to be rewriting Boruto. So we might be here for a couple of years.
I saw him make a community post saying he was doing it.
I don't know
which will be interesting because I also plan to rewrite Boruto. I've already written a couple of chapters for the ending, but
Daigo of all people rewriting Boruto, I'm wondering how that's gonna go because, like, he would just throw the whole thing out if he could, the way it is right now.
Yeah, he's just gonna make his own thing. Yeah. Maybe he'll keep the movie as his base layer. Maybe he'll keep some elements of Kawaki. But, like, the rest are just going
including any Otsutsuki is my guess. He's going to have Madara be the final villain. He's probably going to have Sakura more thing. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, the whole thing's just scrapped then.
Yeah, it's way different.
I'm not even sure if he really likes the Naruto and Sasuke parenthood stuff. You know how, like, Mello doesn't really like it? I don't know if Dygo likes that. So, yeah, he might just throw the whole thing out.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes Shinichia either, so no Naruto guided.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't like the Madara backstab. He doesn't like Might Guy not dying. A couple other Warwick things. But
so Guy's dead. Madara doesn't I think Black Setsu just is probably Madara's will. Either that or he just gets killed by Chojuro. One or the other, probably.
No, bro, Chojiro's not going to be in Daigo's rewrite. I'm calling it now. If he's not included Konohamaru, you think he's included Chojiro?
To further support the channel and the series, become a member to gain additional perks as well. Also, like the video to make sure it gets to a lot of people. Let's aim for 200 likes, so can you help me with that? Alright, we pick up where we left off with the Country of Crystals arc. Our heroes are very wounded and tired after their battles against the Stone Ninjas.
So, as a reminder, we also have a Daigo Rewrite Bible, of which Kamui cannot see at this current second, but that's okay. I'm not at it.
Yeah, we'll write down every single difference that we notice between Daigo's rewrite and the original Naruto, so that we can always reference it, and maybe at the end we'll just show everyone every single difference.
Yes. And I have everything on screen right now for everything that is different, and this is basically also a recap for us, so there's just a little refresher since it's been a little while, but not too long. But
maybe I should be looking at it then.
Share this episode. There you go. All right. Realistically, you don't probably need a lot of the prologue or arc 1 stuff, but just to go through it again.
No, I'd be looking at the latest one, really.
Okay. And there you go. So Sakura, I guess, has Genjutsu. Should I write that? Is that has Genjutsu?
Probably. I don't remember what his change data somehow was.
Somehow. We'll have to go back and rewatch the stream.
Yeah.
It's annoying how both of these are considered typos, but whatever. Shout out to tuning.
Okay, Kiva killed Minato. I'm pretty sure it's because we said that he says something. Wait, were these our rewrites of Daigo's rewrite notes, or just the notes of what's different with Daigo's?
What's different with Daigo's? And
so he didn't kill Minato, but I think Kiba says something about
yeah, exactly.
Like he's being mean to Naruto, but I don't remember what he said.
I remember memeing about it. See, the problem is I don't know which of these are memes or not. It's like I also wrote down a burn Naruto because I think that was just one of the captions, I guess.
That's just like the caption, yeah.
I probably shouldn't have done that. I'll have to go back and change that at some point. Anyways, back to this, I guess.
Naruto was able to heal very fast because of Hinata's healing salve and the QB chakra as well, but Shikamaru is unable to fight after the hit he took from the golem, and Choji has a broken leg, therefore he can't walk properly. We see Naruto...
Golem.
What's that golem?
Golem.
Oh.
My god.
Okay. I shouldn't read the subtitles.
Yeah. I feel like I should have included some of that in the Daigo Rewrite Bible, but I feel like maybe some of that probably isn't relevant. Such as like Hinata giving Naruto the ointment in this arc, which is early, but I don't think that really matters, but either way.
And Kiba screaming at each other, saying it was the other's fault that they couldn't defeat the older stone ninja.
I mean, fine, I guess I'll include it. Okay, so... Shoji breaks his leg, and Hinata gives Naruto healing ointment.
I guess you can include Shikamaru gets hit by golem.
I'm not including that. Random bites, though.
Kiba says Naruto was useless and let himself be stabbed, and that someone with a demon within shouldn't be even in the mission. Naruto screams back at him, saying that he was the one who saved Kiba, and Kiba doesn't believe it because he was unconscious and no one else saw Naruto rescuing Kiba. Therefore, no one can really confirm, and that leaves Naruto very frustrated. Sasuke interrupts them and says, "You two, quit now. We have to assess the situation." Sasuke tells Shino to come talk to him away from the others, and as the two of them are out of earshot, we see Sasuke asking for a comprehensive report about what happened while he was on the mountain. Sasuke asks Shino because he is the most clear-headed person who stayed down in the city and the least biased towards anyone in the group.
I agree. No, I think that Sasuke and Shino's bond could have actually been something. They're so not like similar, but like I feel like they would get along.
Well, especially with the in the forest of Konoha Crush thing where Shino finds Sasuke and they're kind of like, you know, give me 10 minutes, I'll be done. No, bro, when you catch up, I'll be done. Like, they're going like back and forth there.
Yes, bro. Like, I feel like of
of the entire Konoha 11, Sasuke views Shino as the least annoying.
Probably. He probably respects Shino, like, one of the highest. Like, I mean, like, if you were to rank, that would be, okay, this is a tier list. I'll write this. This is so stupid. We can do this for every character, but ranking which characters Sasuke respects the most in Konoha 12, parentheses, or any other group for that matter, at various points in the story.
Okay.
So, like, either you get to the tuning exams, who would Sasuke respect the most, / like, find least annoying?
Yeah, I like it.
Who's still fuming and death staring at Kiba. We see Hinata is trying to calm them down, but to no avail. Sakura then comes to Naruto's side and says very sincerely, "Thank you, Naruto, for saving me." Naruto looks at her, blushing, and says, "Of course, Sakura. I would do anything to protect you, believe it." Sakura says, "You could have died."
Oh, he can't believe it! He can't believe it!
Naruto says,
Oh my god!
"Maybe you could go out with me?" "Don't push it," Sakura says as she leaves Naruto's sight. Naruto gets a little disappointed, and we cut to Hinata as she...
I don't remember. Did we already know that Naruto still liked Sakura in the rewrite, or is that new for us?
Yeah, because he either established, it was one or the other. He either said right from the get-go, Naruto clearly just like Sakura because of his rivalry with Sasuke,
right,
or he said rather than the rivalry thing, he just genuinely likes Sakura. It was one or the other that he said.
I remember that now.
Clearly has a jealous look on her face, but not in a malicious way, but in more of a sad kind of way. Sasuke and Shino come back to the group, and Sasuke says, "Okay, let's go talk to the village elders and find out how to deal with the situation." We cut to our 4 villains as they reunite back in their cave hideout. Kurotsuchi says, as her captain and the genjutsu user arrive, "It seems they were not just kids, Cap. You underestimated them, and so did this one," as she points to her companion who had his chakra point sealed by Hinata. "Are you hurt?" the captain asks. "No, just can't use my chakra," the younger man responds. Kurotsuchi asks, "Were you serious?"
It's just so funny using screenshots of characters that we know exist, but are so rarely seen that it almost works anyways.
I know, like I love the baked stone guy. Like, I know who that is. That's the guy who's about to get burned by Pakura in the filler, who's like pretty strong. He's taking a bunch of people, and then Pakura shows up and burns them. Yeah, but it's funny.
About the threat you made, Captain. Are you really going to cause another landslide? "Yes," he says. "This stone village has to be taken seriously. You know how important this mission is. The Tsuchikage asked us to secure the country of crystals with diplomacy first, using the landslide and forcing them to ask for our help and the help of our shinobi. That would have been the perfect way to enter the country of crystals and instate a puppet government. But if that didn't work, the Tsuchikage ordered me to carry the mission by any means necessary."
So I think we know that there are 5 great nations in this. What is the country of crystals? Does it have a village? Is it like a 6th great nation? What is this? Is it like the Land of Waves?
I think it's like the Land of Waves. More is the best comparison.
Yeah, we just don't know much about the Land of Waves is also the problem.
Well, we know that the Land of Waves doesn't have a ninja village. Seemingly this one doesn't either, since they're hiring other ninja. And they chose the Leaf Village over the Stone Ninja for whatever reason he gave. And that's why the Stone Village is doing all this shit, so that they'll rely on the Stone Ninja instead for, you know, their village's prosperity purposes.
That's what it is.
Showing the underhanded tactics of the shinobi world.
It is weird that the Cloud doesn't seem to be like on a mission or anything. They're just doing this meddling in the politics of the Land of Crystals, which isn't that like, I can't imagine like the Sand Village just trying to stop something in the Land of Waves, because the Land of Waves was so important. Like, we already saw this nation's like impoverished or whatever.
Well, I believe the way he did this was, this obviously doesn't work with the current Naruto map, but he just said change the map so that the country of crystals is right in between the Land of Stone, the Land of Earth, and the Land of Fire.
Yeah,
so it's just right in between the villages. So that way it's like the Rain Village with whichever village that went in between, but probably the Stone Leaf again. But The point is, it's right in between, so the Land of Crystals could choose either village, and obviously the Stone wants them to choose them.
I think instead of land, resources would be really good to go after, considering it's the land of crystals. This could also be, oh, you know, it'd be really good if this is where Hashirama got his necklace, and knowing how valuable that is.
That's a cool idea, actually.
Right.
You know what? For the sake of the rewrite, you might as well just make that an additional thing. So not only do they want like to be hired by the ninja, but they also want to have good relations with the Land of Crystals because of their crystals. And this Land of Earth sees that as an economically valuable thing to have trade with and whatnot. And then we can just have, maybe you don't reveal the necklace too soon, like directly, like this is Hashirama's necklace. But I get an idea. Okay. In probably the beginning of the arc where they first get to Land of Crystals, Naruto and whoever else, maybe Naruto and Hinata for this scene, they're in a shop, like an antique shop or something, and there will be hanging a necklace that looks just like Hashirama's necklace. It doesn't have to be Hashirama's literal necklace, Tsunade has it, but it will look just like it, indicating that this is the country where that crystal's made.
Okay.
What do you think?
I had another idea going a different direction, but like similar endpoint, is that they would just have a statue of Hashirama just somewhere in the town or village or whatever, because Hashirama helped the town out back in the day. And it's like revealed that, yeah, that's Hashirama who used to visit this town during his vacation or whatever explanation. The point is he used to come here often. And it's not told what he did or what he gained or whatever, but that Hashirama just helped out this town somehow.
And you'll see, like, the statue, it shows his necklace on it.
Okay.
That's two different ways of going about it, I guess. The point is to kind of just foreshadow it. They both have their pros and cons. The reason why I chose mine is because, well, A, there's already the statue of Hashirama in the Valley of the Edge. They already got one Hashirama statue. And two, it's just such a goofy Easter egg. I hate to say it's goofy, but it's kind of funny. It's an Easter egg. It's the necklace, basically. It's just there.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking just like a small, like maybe even wooden statue, maybe Hashirama himself, man. It's not like the Valley of the End or anything. Like, I could imagine something that the Land of Waves would have just snapped together to celebrate Taiza afterwards.
Or Naruto. Oh, or I was gonna say Naruto. Okay. Yeah, the Kaiser statue would be a funny idea.
Kurotsuchi doesn't like that one bit, as she is not really for killing innocent people, and she is even more upset that her grandfather ordered it. Also, we'll have to make sure every single Konoha ninja is dead. There's a treaty between the leaf and the stone that assures the protection and neutrality of the country of crystals. If those ninjas go back to Konoha and report what happened here, a war between the land of fire and the land of earth will begin over this damned country. Kurotsuchi then
That's hilarious that they're trying to cover it up in this way when it's so much more obviously worse if they try and kill these Konoha ninja and are discovered, whether or not they actually kill them or not.
Yeah.
Because they just
it's
said,
also
like, what?
funny seeing
How
the
many people
first
were sent?
Tsuchikage be the one on this mission under the third Tsuchikage's order.
It almost does work for his character, though, in my opinion. How many
I
Konoha
know.
ninja are on this mission right now? Is it like 7? 8? 9?
It should be.
There's
It
3
should just be
teams.
6.
I think it's
No,
3
no,
teams
it's
of
9.
3.
It's all 3 teams. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, imagine 9 of your 11 all-star rookies are just killed in the Land of Crystals. Man, I wonder what happened.
Yeah, especially given that, like, at least one's bound to get away. Like, Shino, man, good luck killing him.
Well, I'm not even thinking that. I'm thinking all 9 are dead. The Land of Crystals didn't do it. What is Konoha gonna think?
Yeah, but maybe the country right next to it. Even if it wasn't the Land of Earth, they're gonna accuse them.
Exactly.
says, "My grandfather wouldn't order such cold measures." Don't be so naive, Kurotsuchi. Your grandfather does what's necessary for the survival of our village and nation.
You can tell that's straining Daigo's voice.
Yeah.
must kill them. Don't lose focus of the mission. Kurotsuchi seems conflicted, but eventually says, "Yes, Captain.
Okay.
It's clear."
Do you think if there's going to be like a minor plot twist to where none of this was ordered by Onoki, and it's actually just the captain doing his own thing here. It's like, will Kuratsuchi be right? The Tsuchikage wouldn't order that? Or was she just wrong about her grandfather because she didn't know?
I think Hirotsuchi's gonna be wrong because I feel like this arc is like following her and her change. However, that's gonna
Yeah,
be.
I agree. But I think it would be funny if it was yeah, it's actually just the captain's.
Yeah, it's gonna be revealed that he was actually this great guy or something. I don't know, just figure it out.
Clear that she hates the idea of killing the Konoha ninjas. The
Because
captain
that's
says, looking at the
exactly.
younger man who had his chakra point sealed, "Can you still fight?" "Yeah, but I can't."
Well, I
use
don't
my
think it
jutsu.
would be
will
that
have to
anyway,
do.
though,
I will
because,
be-
like,
They've done both. It's he's either the
Onoki
great
clearly
guy.
would do this in series.
Yeah, like
Onoki would do this, so.
Well, okay, we're ignoring the original series. I'm thinking like so they've done either way. Is the person changes because the person from the past is either good or bad. Neji would be an example of the person being good. You got a billion filler characters where the person was actually
Wait, who's
bad, such
Neji?
as Temujin from Galel movie 2.
We don't know Neji yet.
We have a couple of
I thought we
Boruto
ignored
characters,
this.
such as the Shogi kid from Shikadai's arc.
Okay, Dygo is not considering him.
Begin preparations for tomorrow's landslide. The casting of the jutsu will take about 6 hours to complete, so you'll have to protect me during the night while I cast it. Just like
Okay,
last
this is
time.
completely random. Completely random.
Uh-huh.
But I like that he's using one of those type, like, this is a rare thing we see in Naruto. The jutsu that just takes forever to cast. Like in Konoha Crush,
Luchador.
when you had all those Sand Ninja and Stone and Sound Ninja just gathering their chakra for like God knows how long just to summon the snakes that Orochimaru could snap his fingers and summon. Like just the idea that it takes blank hours to do the jutsu, something that didn't really get used much,
Yeah.
which I think is cool that he's using here.
Kurotsuchi says, "But you don't have to use it, right? Only if they attack, right?" "Yes, only if they don't surrender. Though I find that almost impossible." As he says that, the captain loses himself in thought. "Captain, everything alright?" "Yeah."
Those are contradictory ideas. Do you think he's making him intentionally more evil there? Like, only if they don't surrender rather than don't attack? Because obviously they're gonna attack not knowing that this is gonna happen anyways. Like, it's their mission to do so.
Yeah.
Like, he's not gonna wait for them to surrender.
I mean, yeah, like I feel that's why I was saying that little minor plot twist idea, because I feel like they're setting up this captain as just being like, he
Yes.
just wants to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Based on his voice alone.
It's just that blonde kid I fought. He reminds me of someone. Someone from the past. Someone you fought? No. Someone I survived. The Konoha rookies make their way
Minato?
to meet the elders, Choji and Shikamaru having help from the others to walk. We see the villagers are still terrified of Sasuke. As they arrive, Sasuke debriefs them on the situation. When Sasuke mentions one of the enemies is the granddaughter.
So do you think we're gonna see that fight? Minato versus, what is this, the third or second Tsuchikage? What is this?
Well, this is the first Tsuchikage, but he's not actually the first Tsuchikage. He's the captain of this team.
Yeah.
But
okay, so
I think, okay,
God,
if he
Jonin.
doesn't give a mini flashback, well,
Is he Jonin?
they can't do a long drawn out flashback, but I just want like, okay, you remember the guy that looks like Kakashi in Naruto Top 99 when Zabuza's killing him with the silent killing technique, and it's just like a 1 second thing? That's what I want. I just want like a 1 second still frame of, you know, there is one of these in the Kakashi Gaiden flashback of just Minato with the kunai to the guy's neck.
Yeah.
I would just want something where you just see the fact that they encountered and he got away, however it is. That's all I need.
Okay.
It's a little something.
I do want to throw out there that I don't know why so many people wanted to see Kakuzu versus Hashirama. Like, we haven't seen other fights similar to that. Like, we saw Minato versus A in the Third Great War. That's not the most revolutionary scene of all time. It's not change in the game. Like, it'd be similar to that in execution, I feel like. It's not gonna be this grand.
Yeah, like, he's just gonna, like, lose pretty quickly, presumably, at least. Like, unless... No, Hashirama is way too strong. There's just no way that Kakuzu doesn't lose pretty quickly there.
daughter of the Tsuchikage, that strikes a chord with Naruto, who relates to her as he is the son of a Hokage. He gets very curious about Kurotsuchi and wants to talk to her. After Sasuke finishes informing the elders of the situation in a cold and proper, to-the-point manner, the elders seem terrified. One of them says, "We have to inform Konoha now. We need help." Shikamaru then says, "As much as reinforcements would help us, I'm afraid if we escalate the conflict with the stone, this will turn into a war and your country will be the battlefield. As I understand, there's a treaty involving the leaf, the stone, and the country of crystals, right? Yes, we were given independence after the Third Great Ninja War, but we always thought the stone wanted to take us over." What makes it so special for them to want you? Ino asks. "Our natural resources. Our land is fertile, and we have
Let's
rich
go!
reserves of precious crystals. The land
Let's
of Earth
go!
also never really
He did it!
acknowledged us
Okay!
as independent. Any similarities to present events are merely coincidental.
Okay.
Okay, so he did exactly what we were rewriting. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
Shikamaru says, "So they threw the
Will he
first
have the
landslide
necklace?
in an attempt to make you ask for their help so they could infiltrate you and conquer you through the shadows. Now that this has failed, they intend to conquer you by force. I believe that's the case, but if you cannot get reinforcements from the leaf, what do? We fight! We will show them that you should not mess around with the country of crystals and the leaf."
I forget, why can't they get reinforcements? Because it takes too long to get to the leaf, and the plan they know is going to be soon.
Well, the reason Shikamaru gave is because it'll escalate into a war, basically.
Okay, so the same
But-
reason that Boruto gives in the field trip arc.
But to be fair, I feel like the Stone Village already crossed that line. They broke the treaty.
Well, the Leaf Village doesn't
Like-
know that.
War's already been instigated by this move, technically.
Well, if the Leaf doesn't respond, then the war doesn't start. It takes two to tango. There you go.
Yeah,
Because again,
I mean that
same
is
with
true,
Boruto.
but
Same with Boruto.
I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but I agree with you, loser. That jutsu that caused the landslide, it has a massive scale. It probably takes time to perform it. We have to find them before they're able to finish it. They gave
Man, that is such a reach. Like, Shikamaru should not be assuming that. I'm sorry. Like, unless we're just going
It's
with
really
your
making Shikamaru
interpretation
smart.
that they are doing more with it the whole way through. It's so random to just assume the person takes a long time to charge that jutsu.
yeah, I mean, maybe he will be using these long charge juices the whole series after all.
you 24 hours to surrender, but I think that's misdirection. The jutsu will most likely be ready before that. The 24 hours time frame was only given to induce a longer discussion, so whatever you
like
choose, the landslide is already prepared and ready to go. People
See, that's smart for Shikamaru. I also love these lip flaps, just constant repeating this animation.
I know, like
tend to procrastinate, especially when difficult decisions must be made. Trust me, I know it. Sasuke says, "Then we'll form a strike team, find their position, and crush them. I know we're tired from our first encounters, but so are they." Naruto says, "All right, let's go!" as he is extremely pumped up, marching towards the mountains. He then realizes something and says, "Wait, where are they?" Sasuke says, "Hinata can locate them with the Byakugan." Naruto looks at Hinata with a puzzled expression as she says, blushing, I can use my eyes to see very far away." Naruto understands and says, "Oh, I see, that seems useful," as Hinata blushes even more. Sasuke then says, "The assault team members will be myself, Hinata, Sakura, Naruto, and Shino. The rest
I feel like we should make a document chart of all of these teams as well, to some extent. I feel like this might be relevant for later. We probably should have done
I'm
that already.
curious why he chose Sakura on the assault team over Kiba, besides maybe like Naruto and Kiba being a terrible teamwork. Because Kiba is very much an assault character, fight-wise, especially at this point in the story, versus Sakura.
Yeah. Well, Sakura's gonna be
Not to mention that
relevant.
he can smell them out.
Fair enough. I feel like Sakura, I mean, she hasn't done much yet, but that doesn't mean that in universe Sasuke doesn't know that she's
No, I know.
more
I mean, like, I
useful.
figure maybe he'll use the Genjutsu stuff, or Sasuke just chose her because of teamwork. But
Okay, do you
So
remember who
interesting.
was in the first assault teams from the previous, or I guess the finished
well,
teams?
I believe it was, if I remember right, Shino, Ino, and Sakura were one team.
Yeah.
Kiba, Naruto, and Choji was the other team, and then Sasuke, Shikamaru, and Hinata was the other team.
Okay.
They were the ones that like fought the Kurotsuchi and the other guy, and they were like the assaulty squad, you could say. And then the captain fought Naruto's team. He was like the assault one. And then Shino's one was the other team. They were like in the village or whatever they were doing specifically.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to repeat that. So, Shino, Sakura, and who? Ino?
Ino, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Kiba, Naruto, and who? Or am I
And
wrong?
Choji.
And Choji. Yeah.
Choji.
Okay. And then Hinata, Sasuke, and Shikamaru. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, got those team dynamics written down just for later when the characterization flashbacks of the bonds of the relationships happen. Now we know. We know who was where. Okay.
Yeah, when Sasuke and Shikamaru have a flashback to this arc.
Yeah.
We know why.
So maybe this plan's just weird to me, especially considering this like the opposite of what they were going for in the Kaze Kage rescue mission, to where they purposefully rested for the night so they could be well rested for the battle the next day, unlike Naruto, who just wanted to charge straight there now. So Sasuke understands, based on Shikamaru's explanation, where he's just reaching it out of nowhere, basically. Sasuke understands that the jutsu should take a little bit less than 24 hours to charge, but he wants to go now because they're tired, despite them being tired as well.
Well, I mean, they don't know how long the jutsu takes, so I think his point, if I had to guess, is to get them before they can do the jutsu.
I understand.
They're going to be stuck in a position where they either have to stop charging the jutsu or they can't fight.
Yes.
So that's why he wants a target now, I assume.
But I feel like Shikamaru's point was that they're offering 24 hours because it takes around that amount of time to charge the jutsu. It takes less time than that, but I don't think it's going to take like 2 hours, for example. I think it's going to take more like 18 or 20 or whatever.
Well, yeah, he doesn't specify how long. The point was they gave us 24 hours to give them the false sense of security in that they have 24 hours to discuss and plan, when in reality, it'll be too late by that point because they've already set the jutsu.
But that
doesn't specify how long Shikamaru expects it to take.
I think that's a bad strategy, just saying 24 hours, because at that point, why not say 5 hours? Why not say 300 hours? Like, it's still the false sense of security. The point is that it's just above the amount of time that it would take to charge the jutsu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess that gives the Stone Ninja time to rest before doing the jutsu too.
Well, no, but it seemingly it takes effort to charge the jutsu, not just time. So when they're charging it, they're not going to be resting.
No, but they could rest before. If they spend 12 hours resting, 6 hours to charge the jutsu, another 6 hours to spare for whatever.
I mean, I guess. I got the impression that that's not the vibe that they were going with, as I just explained. I feel like they gave them about the amount of time that it takes to charge a jutsu. Not including rest time.
No, they didn't, because they said it takes 6 hours to charge the jutsu, and they gave them 24 hours.
They said it takes,
we know it
6
takes 6
hours to charge a jutsu, then why didn't you just say that earlier?
The Stone Ninja said it.
Okay, why didn't you say that earlier in the past, 5 minutes of discussion?
Because we were talking about Shikamaru's perspective.
Whatever. Are you sure he said it? I don't remember him saying it.
The Stone Ninjas said it takes 6 hours to complete the jutsu.
Okay.
That's when I commented, oh, I like that he's using those long charge jutsus.
Okay. Sure.
The rest of you will stay back and stay sharp in the off chance the enemy attacks the city again. Shikamaru and Choji understand the situation as they're hurt and wouldn't be able to contribute much in the fight.
Yeah,
Ino seems sad about not going with Sasuke, but Kiba explodes and screams, "Why is this good for nothing excuse for a shinobi going and not me?" as he points to Naruto. He's a demon, a piece of trash. Naruto screams in anger and runs towards Kiba to punch him. Sasuke is faster, however, and gets to Kiba quicker. Naruto stops as Sasuke stands in his way and says, "Sasuke, move out of the way!" Kiba grins with a condescending look at Naruto. Sasuke then backhand punches Kiba, sending him flying and hitting a wall in the elder's room. Sasuke stares at a bleeding Kiba and says, "If you say another word about Naruto, you'll wish you had died in the fight today." Sasuke says that calmly, but with a cold, terrifying tone. Everyone in the room gets quiet. Sasuke then says, "We're leaving in 10 minutes. Get ready." Sasuke
I'll add that to the rewrite
Okay.
Bible.
Absolutely.
Sasuke
I will say,
Naruto.
yeah, I'm still salty that I didn't get this. I wanted to see Dosu fight regular Gaara because I wanted to see which is faster, your sand or my sound. I wanted to see. What, Shukaku came out too early, bro.
Yeah.
It's not fair. I hope he rewrites that, but I don't think he does, according to you. But anyway.
Yeah, I think he's-
Oh, no, I think Dygo told me he didn't, sadly.
Yeah. Okay. Back to
Well,
the-
anyway. Kiba versus Zaku. Interesting versus battle for another time.
Okay.
destroy the team synergy, and he would obviously take Naruto over Kiba. Shoji and Shikamaru are hurting and fight properly, and Ino's jutsu can't be used without Shikamaru, so she isn't going. The sun is setting. We cut to the 4 stone
That is
ninjas, and they
beautiful.
appear to have drawn a massive chakra seal with earth style on the ground on the side of a mountain. The old captain says, "It will take me 6 hours. Kurotsuchi,
There you
you'll
go.
protect me." Rain magma downstream on the mountain slope as they approach. He points to the genjutsu user and says, "Use a barrier genjutsu that should impede their long range of the Byakugan." This is a genjutsu I am making up. It's essentially an illusion that makes it seem like the place where they are is devoid of people. It can
I like
fool
that.
the Byakugan at longer distances,
That's
but as soon
basically
as the Byakugan
Koji's
is within
jutsu in the
200
hideout.
Yeah.
meters or so, it can perceive the people within the barrier. The barrier also allows the user to
Interesting.
sense anyone who enters it. The captain weaves hand signs and he begins infusing chakra onto the chakra seals that give off a faint glow. The captain finishes his order saying, "Remember, when they appear, we kill them." We
So
cut
it's gonna
back to the
take
Leaf
6
Village.
hours.
We see Hiruzen in his
And because he's charging it, I don't think he's going to be able to be in combat. So if it's basically like
Yeah.
Zabuza holding Kakashi in the water prison. If they can get him to stop, I think it would just reset the time, maybe. Or do you think it would?
It should.
Do you think it would like retain entirely, or do you think it'd like start counting down, or do you think it could like launch a partial state of the jutsu, similar to like how the Ten Tails was imperfect?
Okay, I will say either the last one or it just resets, like with Jiraiya with his hand charge up thing to summon Manpa. It's just if he stops,
Okay.
he resets, I believe.
Yeah.
Which
That's
I
weird.
it should be one or the other, I think.
I guess it's fine for Manpa. No, it's fine.
office looking very apprehensive. Danzo enters the room and says, "Have you considered my idea?" Hiruzen says, "We are not sending reinforcements. We don't want this to turn into the 4th Great Ninja War." Danzo scoffs. "We have military superiority over the stone. We could sweep the country of crystals and claim it to the land of fire. We would gain humongous benefits from it. And you just send 9 Genin rookies for the most important mission in years." Hiruzen replies,
I mean, after the Land of Waves, that is kind of fact. Like, if it's the most important mission in years, it's obviously S rank, and based on Kakashi's explanation, it makes no sense for Hiruzen just to have done that. Like, this isn't some emotional Kakashi thing to where he just allowed it to happen, which probably shouldn't have happened in the first place anyways. That just makes no sense. No, I'm on Danzo's side on this one.
Danzo,
Yeah,
you
here's
know
it's just
why
like, no, we're not sending reinforcements. We're letting the Genin die.
I sent them. I hoped that the Stone Village would back down after they saw the country of crystals didn't ask for their help in the crisis. I hoped they would simply back down. If we sent an army of high-level ninjas, we might as well declare war. Danzo says, "And this is what must be done. Hiruzen, we can't lose that chance. The
That makes no sense. Like, I hate to say it. Why is he, first of all, I understand that he hopes that the stone is going to back down. Hoping and thinking something are two entirely different things. Does he think the stone is going to back down? Why is my question. And then second of all, I understand the point of sending high rank shinobi is the same as declaring war. Technically, not really at all, because you're still sending low rank shinobi to do the same thing. Like, I feel like sending anyone at all is the same thing. Like, you either have someone there with a gun or not. It doesn't matter if the gun is a pistol or a machine gun. It's the same thing. You have a person with a gun going to do a thing.
And if like, first of all, that's assuming that the Stone Ninja even know they're high-ranking ninja. So
Yeah.
maybe don't send Kakashi and Guy, famous people, or if you want to send them, just tell them to do the transformation jutsu into the Konoha so they look like any.
Yeah.
Problem solved. They're not gonna know.
So I do not agree with Hiruzen's logic here.
future of the Leaf Village depends on it. Hiruzen says, it does, and I believe in the shinobi I sent there. If we send reinforcements, we'll escalate the situation. Trusting that they will be able to handle it is our only hope to avoid a war with the land of Earth. Danzo says, frustrated, you know how stubborn the Tsuchikage is. He will never back down. We must strike preemptively. We haven't even heard any word from...
See, okay, so I hate to go into another
I
rant
was just
here.
right.
No, okay, I'm glad you say that, because I thought that you were going to disagree with me. Because I feel like one of the themes of Naruto, I don't feel like you agree with me on this, is that one of the themes of Naruto is like hope in humanity. You gotta have faith and you gotta believe no matter what. But I feel like, again, that's separated from the likelihood of something actually happening. If something is over 50% likely of it just not working and all of your shinobi are going to die, I'm not going to put trust and faith into them to not die. It's more than likely that they're gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna try to make it so that it's likely they will survive.
Because that's different from hoping they survive the unlikely odds. But I'm not gonna throw them into unlikely odds based on the hope. You got it backwards there.
Yeah, and I see no reason why Hiruzen can't just send Genin back up, or disguised Genin back up, where it's actually Kakashi posed at the Genin. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Those kids, they might as well be dead by now. Hiruzen says, as I've already said, I will choose to believe in those kids. Danzo gets more irritated and says, and you risked the Nine Tails on that mission. The boy is not his father, Hiruzen. He doesn't have an ounce of Minato's skill. Hiruzen replies,
see, that's actually a funny thing, because again, one of the reasons Naruto is named Uzumaki is to protect him from the Namikaze people that want to kill Minato's son. I feel like everyone in this universe will just know that Naruto is Minato's son. I mean, the main antagonist of this arc does. Not does, but like he has the idea. But also he just is the Nine Tails as well, which I would not argue is a low-ranking shinobi. Yeah, technically, yeah, he's a Genin, but he's also the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. Like, I feel like that puts a step above in some regards.
He also beat one of their better tuning to become a Genin.
Yeah. Like, forget the fact that he's sending Naruto. He is sending the Nine Tails, and in geopolitics, the Hokage sending their nuclear weapon asset to go do a mission is like the biggest gun he could offer to the Stone. Literally the thing Hashirama spread around for their military power. And Hiruzen is saying that he's sending a low amount of military power for the same reason. Like, no, that's not how that works.
Like, if they find out he's the Jinchuriki, they're either going to A, try to steal it, or B, take that as a declaration of war.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, no. Like, I understand he's Jinchuriki, technically the nerfed version. Like, if you take Rin as any example, technically, or Gaara technically is probably weaker than Shukaku. The point is, regardless of capturing the Nine Tails, the Nine Tails is a reckless move on both fronts, both for the Stone and for the Leaf, to send Naruto there, so, all things considered.
Naruto is a fine shinobi, Danzo. Talent is not the only thing that counts. You wouldn't understand that. You never have. Danzo sighs and says,
are they just not friends in this rewrite? like, I don't think Hiruzen would have ever said that to Danzo in...
I feel like they're just bickering. I don't know. They're just really mad at him. The truth's coming out. Harrison's true feelings.
if you had allowed me to move forward with my Nine Tails...
Hiruzen the pessimist in this rewrite. This doesn't make sense based on all the optimism he just had.
experimentation plan, we could actually turn him into a viable weapon. The Leaf Village is the only ninja village that has a tail beast and refuses to use it. Hiruzen gets visibly irritated and says, that's enough! I told you Naruto is not an asset, and I will not allow you to lay a finger on him. Danzo says, yeah, you're also stubborn. By the way, why did you think it was a good idea to send the Uchiha brat to the country of crystals and make him the team captain? You're out of your depth. Hiruzen seems even more conflicted now.
I thought he was about to say, you're out of your damned mind.
Same. That's what I thought too. Out of your depth. That's interesting.
I think we're about to find out why.
We're gonna make that a rewrite. Let's go with damn mind.
Okay, no, that's good, yeah. It doesn't make any sense in the actual Naruto, but I like it for the rewrite.
and says, I thought to give Sasuke a chance to confront his inner demons, but we're done here. I forbid you to send any reinforcements to the country of crystals, at least up until we hear anything. Those 9 young ninjas are our best hope to avoid a lot of bloodshed. Danzo replies, and the Hokage dooms us all, as he leaves, and Hiruzen looks even more worried. This is a little plot twist. Hiruzen knew all-
Just smile as he says that. It's such a funny image.
I love it. So I forget, before we figure out what did happen, since I think that's going to be in this episode, I think it's the last episode of this arc anyways, what do we know about Itachi's interference in the Land of Crystals? Like, what was it that gave us foreshadowing in the first episode? Was it people reacting to Sasuke's Sharingan, or did Sasuke see, did he see the Uchiha crest somewhere? What was it?
Yeah, it was the Uchiha crest, I believe, was what, and they knew that he was the Uchiha, and they were calling, like, you know, they were afraid of him, calling him a curse, whatever they called him. But I don't think they ever referenced Itachi specifically, so we don't know if it's
it could have been someone else.
Itachi, the general clan, or what.
Yeah, going with our Hashirama idea, it'd be cool if Madara was the reason that they're doing this as well.
Yes. Ooh, yes. That would be awesome. Like, maybe, hypothetically, they could have fought to just make this the battle at the end. That'd be funny.
Yeah,
but
I was saying this exact same thing.
Yeah, like if this is where they fought or something. Anyway, the point is that there's a conflict where Madara does the bad thing. Hashirama's like their savior, in their eyes at least.
I can imagine it.
And then they make a necklace for him. That's fucking gold. Okay, I kind of hope that's what it is now.
Yeah, I can imagine it similar to Naruto versus Pain, to where Naruto did defend the village against Pain, but the village was destroyed in the process. So similarly, Hashirama defended the villagers or whatever, but like the whole village was wiped out, which is why they're in poverty right now, because they've had a struggling time to rebuild.
Yeah. The only thing keeping them going is like their crystal resource or something.
Mm-hmm. It also just makes more sense for Madara and Hashirama to fight here if apparently Hashirama chased them out of the village or whatever. It'd be close by, probably on the border, probably the border of other nations as well.
Not to mention, actually, let's pull up a map real quick. Go search Naruto World map for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Nuns 4 because that shows where the final valley is.
Okay, perfect. You'll have to change your share screen setting, though.
Right, yeah, let me do that. So the problem is this, okay, yeah, this is gonna show it. So you're gonna have to look closely because I don't think I can zoom in. Well, actually, yes, I can. I can just take a screenshot and open it. Yeah, so I don't know if this is actually accurate, but at least the map is accurate. So I think this is a final valley.
I mean,
so
I
it
can
is
pull up another one to compare it with.
Right north of Konoha. Is this accurate? I felt like it was.
You'll have to change your setting again. I can't see whatever you changed to.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna have to just share full screen on this then. Window, entire screen.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I believe. Okay, let me go back to fixing the share screen for you. And we're good.
All along that the Stone Village was probably behind the landslide because of the history they have with the country of crystals, but chose to send a group of Genins trying to deter further attacks and not escalate the situation. Hiruzen is gambling on the rookies that they may succeed and avoid an all-out war. He also didn't tell them about it because they needed them to look naturally, as though they were only there to help the country of crystals and nothing else, so that a confrontation is not provoked. Hiruzen's plan A, the one he thought that the Stone Village would simply back off after seeing Konoha arriving to the country of crystals, failed. So now it's in the hands of the rookies to find a way to save the country of crystals and avoid a war between the leaf and the stone. They weren't briefed with that plan, but that's the conclusion they came up by themselves. And Hiruzen trusted that that would be the case, and that's why he sent them. With that plan, but that's the conclusion they came up by themselves. And Hiruzen trusted that that would be the case, and that's why he sent them, because he believes in them. The last rays of sunshine fade in the distance. We see Naruto, Sasuke,
So, okay, based on the previous discussion, I'm sure you agree with the Hiruzen thing. So I think delusion is when hope makes you think something unlikely can't happen. You are deluded in that scenario. When you know something is less than 50% likely of happening, but you think because you have hope it won't happen. Or that you
Wait.
have more than 50% likelihood.
I
at
think
the
you're
very
saying that
least.
wrong.
Okay, well, how would you say it?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Well, you said delusion is if something has less than 50% likelihood of happening and you think it won't happen, so it won't happen.
Okay, I can see your confusion because I probably did double negative there somewhere. So, okay. Delusion is when you think something bad that's likely to happen is unlikely
Yeah, there you go.
or
Okay, that's what I
won't
thought.
happen because you have hope that it won't happen.
Yeah, okay. You should have started by saying
The
something
bad.
that is over 50%. You basically said
yeah.
something unlikely won't happen because you have hope. I'm like, well, it's not likely anyway.
Yeah. But would you agree
Yeah.
with my assessment?
Well, I know that is the
/
definition of delusion, but
Well, it's not the definition, but it's my definition.
I mean, I understand I understand why you're saying it at least.
Okay, perfect.
Sakura, Hinata, and Shino getting ready to leave. As they all prepare, Naruto is excited and eager. Hinata, Shino, and Sasuke are focused, but Sakura, she has a look of fear and apprehension on her face. Sasuke notices that and approaches her. Sakura, are you okay? I'm fine, she says. You don't seem fine. Sakura then turns towards Sasuke quickly with an insecure look and says, why did you pick me for the assault team? I'm useless. I'll get in the way. Sakura, have some confidence in yourself. You are a good shinobi. But I can't fight them. Shino
Told you. Take that. Literally address your exact thing. He's not even done addressing it yet. Let's see what he says.
told me about what you did. You stood up.
But
to
I
them
never
and
said he
didn't
wouldn't
give in.
address it. I said I just brought up the question, like, why do you think?
Well, he told you, so there you go. And you had
I
doubts.
expected him to. I was hoping he would.
Nah, God, well, you're just delusional.
I think that Dygo would. I mean, if he's going this far to address all these rewrites, I would hope he would like pay off his plot points. Like,
Making new stuff, might as well. Yeah. Okay, so he also said this in a way that is the best way that we love. It's because Shino told Sasuke what she did. of all
Yeah.
ways for it to find out. I love it. It just believes in
the
Shino.
Shino Sasuke bond is real.
That's all a captain can ask for. Besides, you're the best of us when it comes to genjutsu. We need you to counter their genjutsu user. Sakura.
See, okay, we didn't even need an explanation because we already knew that.
Yeah, I mean, he basically picked the things that I said: the genjutsu and teamwork.
brightens up and blushes, and then she replies, thank you, Sasuke. More romantic development between the two of them. Let's go. We then see one of the elders of the village.
But yeah. Are you ready to
Yeah.
keep watching? I don't know if you're looking up data books or
Yeah.
what. Okay.
Approaching them. The old lady, the only one who didn't seem afraid of Sasuke. She didn't tell
remember
Sasuke,
her.
you're a fine leader, young man. I'm glad we have you here. Perhaps tonight the people could start seeing you differently. Sasuke said,
So is this like a bad thing that just civilians know Sasuke is the leader of this team? Like, I feel like that should probably be kept like secret or something. Like, right?
Well, I think he just made it clear right from the get-go. I don't know if it's like he just approached the elders and was like, yeah, I'm the leader or something.
Probably a
like,
bad thing to do. Well, it was just me.
not necessarily.
If anything, it should be
I mean,
like
they do
a
it in, like, almost every
tactic. You should lie who the leader is. Say it's Naruto or something. I don't know. Throw him
Well,
off.
there's no reason for them to do that though. From their yeah, but like, okay, obviously there are cases where that would matter, but from their perspective for this type of mission, there would be no reason to lie. Just tell them that, yeah, I'm in charge. You know, what do you want us to do? How can we help? Kind of thing.
Whereas
'Cause
I understand,
the crystals aren't their enemy.
I understand, but there's no reason to just assume they're trustworthy either. Like, they're ninja, they might as well operate under the skeptical mindset, just in case. Better safe than sorry.
Another thing you could argue though is so hypothetically Sasuke chooses Shino.
Exactly.
Says, hey, this is our leader.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Now hypothetically though, what if that leads to Shino getting targeted and killed? Would Sasuke be willing to risk Shino's life? No, he would say, I have to take on that burden. as leader, like, because I can't put my squad at risk over this. So it's kind of
Well,
like
the
a
original
lose no
Sasuke
matter
would. I don't
what
know if this
situation.
Sasuke would. Like Kiba, I think he'd throw under the bus in a heartbeat.
Yes, but the problem is he can't pick someone like Kiba or Naruto, because then when the village elders are relying on them as leader and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if they're calling the shots, they're gonna make all the wrong decisions. So he would have to pick Shikamaru or Shino. Maybe Sakura. And
whereas I understand, and
he's not
Sasuke
gonna want to throw them
personally
under.
wouldn't want that to happen in the same way Shikamaru didn't. It would be less of a blow to their battle power in total if someone like a Shikamaru or Shino died rather than a Sasuke, in my opinion. So overall, it would still be the right move.
On, well, it depends. We haven't seen just how strong Dygo makes Shino. Expected Shikamaru in this.
Okay, I just have a hyperbolic.
Shikamaru apparently has even higher IQ than before.
I have a hyperbolic.
And Shino's going to be even stronger than ever.
A hyperbolic, ridiculous example. So Zabuza pulls up to Team 7, who's protecting Kazuna for the first time. And he goes to fight Team 7 and catches Sakura in the water prison jutsu because he thinks she's the leader. Kakashi now has a huge advantage in this fight. You see my point here?
I do see your point, but like, it needs to be believable too. So realistically,
well, this case would be believable.
Shino and Shikamaru are the only candidates, but for all we know, Shino's actually stronger than Sasuke in this rewrite. So I don't think so, based off how Sasuke's been presented so far. Sasuke seems really strong in this rewrite.
Yeah.
Says, why do people treat me like that anyway? I just want to know. The old lady says, a long time ago, the country of crystals had a shinobi village, just like the land of fire and the land of earth. It was a strong village, not as large as the 5 great ones, but nothing to scoff about. Then came the first great ninja war. Every single nation and village aligned themselves.
Okay, I'm gonna add this all to the Bible, so I'm gonna re-listen to this.
Want to know. The old lady says, a long time ago, the country of crystals had a shinobi village, just like the land of fire.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had a shinobi village in the past.
Crystals used to have a shinobi village. Boy.
Fire and the land of earth. It was a strong...
what did she say there? Between the land of fire and land of earth?
It was a strong village. Oh, just like
ago,
the land of fire has a village. That's all.
Yeah.
Shinobi village, just like the land of fire and the land of earth. It was a strong village, not as large as the 5 great ones, but nothing to scoff about. Then...
So probably like 6th strongest village, question mark? I feel like that's a good way to recap that.
Came the first great ninja war. Every single nation and village aligned themselves against the leaf. But Konoha's might was too much, even for this
Is that even true? Like, I'm gonna write that as a separate note. Everyone targeted the Leaf Village during War 1.
Yeah, I don't think that's true in the original series.
Alliance. The Stone Village and the Country of Crystals then formed a plan to beat the Leaf. They would tell Konoha that they wished to sign a peace treaty and invite the first Hokage to the Country of Crystals Shinobi Village. It was a trap. Every single ninja...
Okay, so... Stone trapped Crystal in War 1 with fake alliance against Leaf.
From the Country of Crystals, plus many others from other villages in the Alliance waited there to ambush and kill them.
So...
No, it's a trap for the Leaf Village. Oh, rewind what he says. Rewind what he says.
Because, because I agree. It seems like the whole world was in an alliance, but then separately from that, the Stone made another alliance with the Crystal Village, which doesn't make sense with this, but let's rewind and double check.
Much, even for this nation had a shinobi village, just like the land of fire and the land of earth. It was a strong village, not as large as the 5 great ones, but nothing to scoff about. Then came the first great ninja war. Every single nation and village aligned themselves against the Leaf. But Konoha's might was too much, even for this unprecedented alliance. The Stone Village and the Country of Crystals then formed a plan to beat the Leaf.
That's also hilarious. The Stone, like the Leaf Village in World War I just was Madara, basically. It's the whole world united against a singular threat.
Yeah, literally, it's the same as the fourth Great Ninja War.
Uh,
Like, so what's the difference between? Oh, sorry, because this time the one of the great nations was part of it.
Unprecedented
Basically the same
alliance.
thing.
The Stone Village and the Country of Crystals then formed a plan to beat the Leaf. They would tell Konoha
Okay.
that they wished to sign a peace treaty.
yeah.
So, Land of Crystals and Land of Earth, make a plan to trick Konoha, saying that they wish to sign a peace treaty,
Yeah.
presumably with Konoha.
So
Which
basically
was
the
the
same
trap.
thing of Konoha Crush. Seemingly, is the vibe I'm getting.
Literally,
Yeah.
yeah.
And invited
Same
the first
idea.
Hokage to the Country of Crystals Shinobi Village. It was a trap. Every single ninja from the Country of Crystals, plus many others from other villages in the alliance, waited there to
Okay. So I am gonna add that.
Do you
since
think this is
that
when
the first.
Kakuzu fought Hashirama in this rewrite?
Hashirama visited Crystal Village during War 1, but was ambushed. And I don't think so, but let's see.
ambush and kill the first Hokage. He was known as the god of shinobi, so the Alliance bet everything on ending that man. However, somehow the Alliance's ploy was found out, and the first Hokage never showed. Someone else came in his stead, and he carried the Uchiha emblem on his back. 20,000 ninjas attacked
Okay.
him simultaneously.
So
To
we
be
were
afraid.
pretty right
He
on, not
murdered
quite, but
them all. He didn't take over a minute.
Okay. So Hashirama never visited, actually. So
yeah. What's interesting though is, so like we said, we were right. It's Madara, but Madara's not part of the Leaf Village when he does this. He's doing this on his own.
I think it's gonna be rewritten. Visited.
You think so?
Crystal
Okay.
Village in Hashirama's stead after finding out about the ambush and killed 20,000 allied shinobi. This also
But he said 20,000
confirms
people.
Madara's in the rewrite.
I thought he said 20,000
I said
Shinobi
20,000
somewhere. Okay, you kind of cut out for me, so it sounded like you said 1,000.
No.
To destroy every single ninja in that army, killing all ninjas in the Country of Crystals, and then he leveled the Crystal Village city. The first Tsuchikage and the leader of our village were
Okay, I'll add that too. Madara
Do you think-
leveled the Crystal Village in War 1.
Do you think this will tie into in the actual story flashback of Madara meeting Onoki and Mu?
Oh,
Do
that'd
you
be
think that like
good.
that scene will relate to this?
That was the first war.
That'd be cool.
I'm gonna say that happens before this scene. Do you think it's before or after?
Okay. Hmm.
There's good reason for both. So so I think I know exactly where he took the screenshot from, because I think unironically
Well-
the screenshot is in False Perfections. It might be a different one.
Oh wait, what?
You'll see it later. Doesn't matter.
This old lady?
Yeah, you'll see it later. Doesn't matter.
Okay, anyway. Well, I'm trying to think. If I'm not mistaken, in the flashback with Madara Onoki, they were talking about a peace treaty thing with Lord Hashirama, and Madara was there and was just like not doing it or whatever. So with that in mind, that could be like the scene right before Madara kills everyone. The only thing is that then there's a rewrite because Madara doesn't kill Mu and Onoki there. He's doing something else. But so the question is, maybe he does it after. Maybe like he slaughters the village, then goes to Mu and Onoki, and then says, I'll say that one just so we have two different answers.
Okay.
Then he goes to them and says his thing. Assuming that these are even connected. Assuming Dygo even remembers that scene.
Yeah. It's weird to me that Hashirama just did become the first Hokage, by the way. Like, I understand for the story why, but, like, they both founded the Leaf Village together, and I get that, like, everyone viewed Madara as
It should have been
scary.
Kokage.
Exactly. No, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, just comparing that to real life, we have the founding fathers. Sure, we eventually later got a first president, but we don't like say one founding father was above the other one in any regard. Like that's just its own separated thing, if anything.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Killed there as well. The stories say that this man carrying the Uchiha symbol threatened to do the same to all other shinobi villages, and soon after that event, the Alliance surrendered to the Leaf. The Alliance was expecting a god to show up. Little did they know they were about to fight the devil. After that...
Okay. So, Madara said he would kill the world, and that threat ended the first war.
That's crazy, bro. That's the inverse of the Fourth Great Ninja War.
That's hilarious.
Literally the inverse.
Hey, but as an elder of this country, I do not hold what your predecessors did against you, young Uchiha. I want you to have this. And she gives Sasuke a cloak. Old and battered, this cloak, our leader wore it when he was...
Red cloak would make a nice contrast with Sasuke's blue clothes. Okay. I like it.
Okay, write this down. Old lady gives Sasuke a red cloak.
Sure. So stupid. Old lady gives Sasuke.
Wait, this cloak our leader wore when he died.
From the previous
So you'll die too.
leader who died. Perfect.
Well, I don't know if he's gonna say that, but I think it'd be funny
I think it would have been great
when he was killed.
if Inari or Inari's mom or someone gave Naruto Kaisa's headband
A blue
or
cloak.
something from him. I think they should have done something with that. Regardless of this.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
was killed. in
Or
action
Naruto just
against the
wore it.
Uchiha.
Oh yeah, like he did say it. Wait, yeah, here's the cloak he wore when he was killed by Madara.
Yeah,
I hope it
Uchiha
doesn't kill you
devil.
too.
Devil. I hope that if you wear
I think we've already talked about this, but I love the fact that they're calling Sasuke a devil after Naruto's been called a devil, just for the obvious parallel of, especially at the very end of the series
Yeah.
where they're both ostracized.
it while leading those who will defend this country again, we can end the cycle of anger and usher a new age. Sasuke grabs the
The cycle of anger. I'm adding that to the Bible.
It's a cycle of hatred, it's a cycle of anger.
Yeah, cycle of anger. Perfect.
So, what the right? This is so stupid. Let's make this a podcast topic for Dygo. Dygo, can you explain the difference between the cycle of hatred and the cycle of anger?
There you go. I already did it for you.
Oh shit, you beat me to it. We'll just leave them both, just for
the cloak and
emphasis.
says, "Very well. I have sworn to restore my clan, and I can begin by restoring the honor among the people here. The honor my clan."
See, I feel like those are two entirely different concepts. I feel like the only connective tissue here is just the
clan.
practice of restoration. It's almost like Naruto's line of, how can I become Hokage if I can't even save a single friend? It's almost what that is. How can I restore my clan if I
mean,
can't
I
even
guess
restore
he's-
a single village?
Yeah. How can I restore my clan if I can't even restore the honor of my clan?
Clan has lost wearing it. Everyone, let's go. The Konoha ninjas
I'm gonna go back to what he said.
among the people here. The honor
what
my
did that
clan
say?
has lost.
Pretend the cloak is red and that he is not on ice. We gotta go back to rewatch the movies. I love this movie.
Wearing it. Everyone, let's go. The Konoha ninjas
We
then
will do
jump,
that.
moving quickly towards the mountain.
Let's just add it to
I
our
know
movie
it changed
list.
quite a bit of the lore with its backstory, but that's on purpose. We'll
I'll
get
give
to
you a good
the
watch on
past
Twitch.
and the great ninja wars in more detail in further rewrite videos. Teasing Madara here is a good way to the
Are
past.
these ninja we're gonna see in future rewrites, aside from the obvious two on the left?
Well, I think Madara might be the third.
I was
So
thinking
the
that
question
might be
is that that
Indra
might be Madara and Izuna.
or Izuna. Yeah.
Izuna and Madara.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the great ninja
That
wars in
said,
more
that
detail
said,
in
pause it.
further rewrite videos. Teasing Madara here is a good way to build up hype from the very beginning of the series for the final villain.
I assume
and it
no-
also gives some
He's yeah, there's a spoiler final villain, but also
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna address the Onoki thing that we were talking about earlier with that flashback. But I think our headcanon should just be to
We're only
do it
19
anyway.
minutes
That's just in our rewrite.
Honestly, we're doing bad on time, I'll be honest. We've been here for 2.5 hours.
Ooh. Ah, what a surprise. We did do the Koski thing for a while.
Yeah, I could clip that out as well.
Video.
Sasuke further motivation, as the place he's trying to save was once destroyed by his own clan. I always assumed that restoring his clan meant more than simply having a ton of kids. The reputation of the Uchiha clan is also important. The Konoha assault...
Okay, whereas I agree with him, it feels like Sasuke is doing this not to repair his reputation, but to quite literally rebuild the village. The Crystal Village.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but the vibe I'm getting. So it's almost like opposite contradicting, but not really. I get what he's saying.
Team begins scouting the mountains, Hinata using her Byakugan to see far ahead, and Shido uses his bugs to try to find the enemy's location as well. Naruto looks at Hinata's Byakugan. If you think about it, those Byakugan veins are pretty intimidating. Naruto says, Hinata, are you okay?
I feel like that's like almost the point. Like that's how Neji's using them, it feels like. Right?
Especially at first.
Yeah, they are scary. The point. Like
yeah.
I feel like even
also
Hiyashi,
I like the scene, like Naruto.
Or was it Hizashi when like the
cloud
came to capture Hinata? Like from the far view, just looking at, like from the top down camera is not much, but like he activates his veins and just goes at it. Like I feel like it's scary from his perspective.
No, a really good one is when Neji's dad Hizashi is getting angry watching his Hiyashi and Hinata train, and as he gets angry and the veins start popping in accordance with his anger, and obviously his Byakugan's activating there. That's a really good use of that.
Yeah, I love it. Just cuts Naruto off after Naruto says a thing. Works perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Her eyes look funny. Hinata blushes and says, yeah, this is the jutsu that lets me see into the distance. I'm sorry if you think it looks weird. Hinata looks...
Is Hinata blushing while the Byakugan is still activated? That would look
That's
extra weird.
It's so funny to imagine her blushing. Her blushing, doing the finger thing with the Byakugan activated. Okay. It's such a conflicting appearance.
We have to make that a Photoshop for the next thumbnail for the episode 4 we do.
Yeah.
Write that down, please.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Pinned messages. Hinata blushing, maybe doing finger thing too if we can make it work. With her Byakugan activated. Photoshop for thumbnail. And whenever we want that funny image.
Like, I feel like this
Done.
image right here would work, even though it's neither the blush nor the Byakugan nor the finger thing. I feel like the expression would just be best. What would you put this?
You just add the Byakugan to it.
And the blush, yeah. I feel like that's the best expression for it, though. Unless you disagree.
You could also probably find one, like, with her doing the finger thing, like, when she's blushing in front of Naruto, and just draw the Byakugan on it.
Yeah.
That could also work.
Sad because of Naruto's comment. He then quickly tries to correct himself after noticing Hinata's reaction. Oh no, it's really cool, I just, didn't know what it was. Hinata turns away, too shy to keep talking to Naruto, and Naruto thinks,
I forgot how heavy Hinata's blushing was.
I know, dude, it's so fun. I like it, dude. I personally always found it funny when they did the Hinata scenes. Yeah. Like...
Man, this girl is weird. I mean, how would I know what those veins were? Well, at least that healing salve did a pretty good job. An awkward interaction between the two, where we can see Naruto is very clueless about Hinata's feelings, but he's not completely clueless. Once he sees Hinata got upset, he tries to fix the situation. Naruto should be clueless about...
Yeah, that's perfect evidence for Naruto loses emotional maturity later on. I feel like he has way better idea about Hinata in OG Naruto than he does in Shippuden.
Yeah, if you're gonna take Naruto the Last into account, absolutely, bro. He had way better understanding at first.
Like, you can't even use puberty in that case of his teenage hormone whatever nonsense if we're going with Naruto the Last anyways. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for that.
women, but I think it's depicted to the extreme in the original, so I'm trying to make his relationship with Hinata seem a little more believable. A couple of hours pass, and the group does not find a single clue about the enemy's location. Hinata seems tired of using her Byakugan so much, and as they find a clearing in the mountain forest, Sasuke says, "Let's rest here for a bit. Even if we find them, it will be no use if we can't fight them." Naruto, still a little embarrassed of what he said to Hinata, approaches her and says, "Hinata, are you okay? It looks like you're tired." Hinata, trying to hide her exhaustion, says, "I'm alright, I just have to catch my breath." Naruto smiles and says, "I know you can do it," as he touches her shoulder in a form of encouragement. Hinata blushes and smiles, happy with Naruto's support. We cut to the Stone Ninjas. The captain is still infusing chakra to the large seal on the ground as the others stay focused looking out for the enemy. The captain has this scowl on his face. He seems nervous and angry. Kurotsuchi seems impatient with the wait. She then says,
See, I don't like that for his character. I feel like he should be, like, overly boastful and confident, almost like a Gato.
Depends on what they're trying to do with him specifically. But yeah, so far he was pretty overconfident when he was beating up everyone earlier. So
If anything, he should be, like, annoyed at the prospect that he might be attacked, rather than, like, scared or whatever.
Or the fact that, like, they're having to go this far, like, or like, you know, they were pushed into this far of a corner or whatever.
Exactly, just angry, annoyed, that general vibe.
"Captain, is there anything else we need to know about the enemy? I mean, you told us about the blonde one and their abilities, but why does he remind you of exactly? I'm just curious." The captain seems annoyed with a question, but
Why does he remind you of exactly? Did you mean who?
Why is Naruto in particular the one that's standing out of the 9? I understand he only fought 3 of them, but, like, of the 9, I feel like to brief the entire team on one of them is a little bit crazy, considering, like, he's talking about Naruto, the blonde boy, specifically based on his abilities, not just because he reminds
No, it's
me
on
of
his appearance.
Yeah,
It's
like,
about his appearance, bro. He reminds him of the fourth Hokage who looks like him.
no, I get that, but, like, he's hyping up Naruto's abilities. What his shadow clone? That ability? You're not gonna look at any of the other ones? I feel like Shadow Clone's not that crazy.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he fought Choji and Kiba with him, so I guess by comparison,
Still,
like, Naruto
like,
stood out.
okay, understandably, but again, I did bring that up, but, like, why is the entire team not being briefed on all 9 of their abilities? He's the only one you're talking about, Naruto? I don't know why. If anything,
At least
I'm
we
not
talking
totally
about,
Sasuke.
like,
He's the leader.
yeah.
"Kage, I had an encounter with that man in the last war. I heard he had a son, and no, I don't think. I'm positive this boy is his son. They have the same eyes. I will never forget those eyes."
I like
the
that.
older man says that with a somber...
That's Gaara right there.
Yeah, that perfectly contrasts that. I love that. Okay, in that case, I would almost like it better if Naruto had similar eyes to a Sasuke or Gaara to show that he still has that in him, considering he's being attacked in the Nine Tails shenanigans. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
Well, to be fair, the eyes thing, it's not about, like, the way they literally look. It's about, like, the look in their eyes, because Gaara's eyes clearly don't look like Sasuke's.
No, I know. That's the point that I'm getting at. I wish Naruto's angry, lonely, wrathful hatred could still be in there, especially considering how early on in the series this is. He's fighting with Kiba, too.
Yeah. It would be interesting, like, if, like, you know, Gaara approaches Sasuke, he just says you have the same eyes, and then when he sees Naruto, he's like, you have those eyes too, or whatever. Either that, or you go harder to where Gaara learns a little bit about Naruto. He has a demon and stuff, and he's asking, you have a demon. He's thinking to himself, like, you know, you have a demon too. So why is it you don't have those eyes? Kind of thing. Like, go one or the other.
I see what you're saying. I like it better with my way because this shows Naruto better overcomes it as time goes on, especially going to the Gaara fight. That's where he can truly, really, fully embrace it.
Yeah.
As opposed to episode 1, just a 180 flip, just completely opposite direction with Naruto's eyes or whatever. Like, yeah, Aruka was like that first stepping stone, and that was great. But then, like, he didn't even need a Team 7 at that point if we're just doing that.
Yeah. So with that hypothetical, would you like to have a thing? So earlier on, Gaara will comment on Naruto having the same eyes. Maybe in the hospital scene, he says it. During the fight in the forest, though, should Gaara notice or say that his eyes have changed, they're no longer the same eyes, something akin to that, or just not mention it again? Or should he still say you still have the same eyes?
Yeah, he would mention it again, and it's definitely twice. I don't know about in the hospital scene. I don't know where else it'd be good. That's probably the best scene to do it. Because I love him.
That's why I figured, especially because he's talking about the demon and stuff, you know.
Yeah, because I love him ignoring Naruto in the first encounter. He's focusing entirely on Sasuke. I think that's great. But
yeah,
I don't know how I would do it exactly. But yeah, I would.
The other option is you wait till the forest, but
no, I feel like
that's really the only times you have.
But yeah, I feel like
so then the hospital scene.
Yeah, before Naruto obviously overcomes it because of Sakura.
I'll give you the goofiest one. Okay. At least this is in the anime. You know in the anime, when after Gaara beats Lee, he gets up, Naruto runs down. There's like a slow-mo scene of Gaara like walking away, and Naruto runs past him, and they like look at each other. So Gaara won't say it out loud in this case. It's the goofiest one. Gaara could look at him as they look at each other, and he could think he has those eyes too, or something vague. You know, obviously in this
that
case,
works.
he hasn't said the same eyes thing like he does with Sasuke, so he's gonna be vague. It just says like he has the eyes or something.
That one's the best. I like that the best. I also have one more to throw in. And this is so over the top, it's completely unnecessary. I'm just gonna mention it anyways. So after the final punch and Naruto's like shin crawling towards Gaara, he's like, why? Why do you fight for them? And Naruto's like, it's because they save me. This is where Gaara can say the thing that you were saying this guy could have said. It's like, but you have a demon inside you. Why don't you have those eyes anymore? It's because they saved me.
Yeah, I would say it like that. Like, you have to figure out how to say it in a way that doesn't sound stupid.
Because
but yeah,
it's already hitting you in the head with how obvious it is. So this is just unnecessary. It's just overly blatant at that point.
Yeah.
It's just funny to bring the eyes back into it there.
I like the idea of the those eyes thing as like Naruto runs by Gaara after the Lee fight. Especially since Naruto's kind of riled up in that moment too.
Oh,
so maybe his eyes will be more noticeable.
I got a small one for you. What about like right before or right after Naruto summons Gamabunta in order to protect Sakura? Or even like Naruto's Will of Fire amp right before the final fight. Well, probably after the summoning Gamabunta. Gaara thinks to himself, I hate that look in your eyes. To show you that Naruto's eye look has changed.
Yeah, be like...
That's good.
Like that, like the look, like those eyes. I don't know what you would say. Yeah, the point is,
it's
the clearly bothering him.
Yeah.
Or he could be asking like, why? Why does he have that look in his eyes, or something like that?
Could work too.
That might be a better way to keep it like more.
That's
mysterious.
too discreet, in my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost
the point's the same. He's clearly bothered by the change in Naruto's look in his eyes.
I wouldn't even say it's in his eyes if he says that in particular. It's more like an expression thing to show Naruto hasn't like given up fighting almost. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Bartone. Kurotsuchi thinks, the son of a Hokage, huh? That's not too far off from what I am. I wonder if he'll be any good in a fight, as she grins, excited about her chances to fight someone that is also
they both want to beat each other.
Hokage. She then sees a bug crawling on her arm, and her facial expression immediately changes to surprise and disgust, adding a comedic beat as she slaps the bug dead. The captain says, what is it, Kurotsuchi? Nothing. We cut back to the Konoha team, resting. We see a bug flying close to Shino in a pattern. Shino watches the bug flying, and then he says, I found them. About a mile away from here, higher up on the mountain, another mountain. Sasuke says, good, let's go then. After moving silently through the mountain forest, the 5 Genins arrive closer to the spot Shino found the stone ninjas with his insects. Not close enough for them to get noticed, but close enough for Hinata's Byakugan to spot the barrier. The stone ninjas are higher up, and their position is surrounded by difficult terrain from almost every side. The only easy route...
So maybe it's just me, I don't understand the narrative purpose of this barrier, that once you get close enough you can see the people inside. Feels like he just added it in there for the literal sheer strategic element of it, but I feel like that should be intertwined with the story. There should be a reason to include it other than just to make it make more sense.
I mean, maybe he'll have something about them like breaking through barriers or like something with the characters, particularly the Stone Ninjas characters, as we see more of them in this fight. But as of right now, I think it is just a strategic element.
Okay.
Which is fine, but we'll see if he does anything to like make it more symbolic. Also, like how he's got a very Joshin-like symbol there with a triangle. Also, like a pentagram at the same time. He's got all the symbols in that one.
No, I love all the hard work he put in the efforts. I know this took a long time to make episodes like this. Doing all they did, that's crazy.
How to reach the Stone Ninjas is coming directly from below, having to go up the mountain slope at a pretty steep angle. Hinata says, I can see now, there seems to be some sort of chakra barrier around them. Like
honestly,
a
I don't know
dome.
how he
Sakura says, how
has
far up
time
does it go?
for other
Hinata says,
videos.
about 5 meters high, but it covers a much larger area. Sakura says, it's probably a genjutsu barrier. Makes it hard to locate them, and they can also sense if someone gets inside. Let's hope we
Okay,
assume
real quick.
Shino's insight.
Sakura's
for
face
Sakura.
saying this is hilarious. Doesn't make any sense. It's not the face she'd be making.
Sakura's smart, she get to do stuff, and she's gonna be useful because it's a genjutsu barrier. Why do you think she's here? Yeah, there you go, exactly. Yeah, Sakura's useful. Take that.
What's that to do with what I just said?
Were just from the forest and paid no mind. Sasuke says, they have the high ground. Approaching from the sides would be too dangerous with those
They have the high ground! I just want to include the name.
large rocks. It would be too slow and they would sense us before we could surprise them. Also, if we choose the route without the rocks on our way, we would have to go straight up the mountain and the granddaughter of the Tsuchikage would probably use her lava, which would simply go down the mountain and destroy us. Does anyone have any ideas? Naruto
Okay, I feel like Daigo's having a field day with this whole strategy thing. Like, I feel like if this was actually a Naruto, people would be making a meme about the rocks that changed the course of history. It's Naruto's fate was determined by those rocks that were in the way. It's the point where it might be going too far. I don't know.
and Shino say at the same time, I have a plan. Naruto smiling with excitement and Shino without showing much emotion. They
Naruto, why are you smiling? Oh, I'm not smiling out of happiness. I'm smiling out of excitement.
Yeah, no, it's trembling. Was what it was.
No, I know. I'm re-quoting it.
Okay.
Almost to parallel that to this. Oh, I forgot to say a thing earlier with Naruto's...
Well, to be honest, they already do that in the tuning exams anyway. Naruto's trembling right before he screams, I'm gonna beat every one of you. But
Yeah, but they don't say.
that's kind of the same.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, forgot to include the thing earlier. So Naruto like slowly overcoming Gaara instead of 180 turn after Ruka. That also better fits Sasuke's arc, who is doing that. But he goes the exact opposite direction of Naruto. They both start in the same direction. They have like a branching path at the same beginning point. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both see Team 7 as a family, but the Naruto embraces it, whereas Sasuke rejects it for reasons, as we know.
Yeah.
both look at each other, surprised because they spoke the same thing at the same time. Sasuke then says, well, let's hear it, one at a time. So let's set up the battle map. The captain is in the highest position of the mountain, infusing chakra into the seal that will cause the landslide. The genjutsu user is located towards the center where he can maintain the barrier around a larger area. The ninja who was nerfed by Hinata is positioned in between both of them, and Kurotsuchi is guarding the direction which the Konoha ninjas are more likely to come from, where there aren't many rocks. They are counting on the genjutsu user to sense anyone approach to react to them, so Kurotsuchi is guarding the optimal location where Konoha can come in from faster, as she should be able to deter a large assault with her lava style pretty easy down the slope. We cut to Kurotsuchi. From far away, she spots 5 Konoha ninjas running towards her position using the easier path through the mountains to get to her. However, there's something very
So I feel like it almost makes more sense for Kurotsuchi to be like near the top of the mountain, so she has more slope to lava slope down towards, covering more of an area.
Whereas, yes, she needs to be in front of her teammates so she's not lava sloping
yeah.
the seal guy to death.
I knew you were gonna say that, yeah. So there you go.
Also, something I like that he did here is he cut away after Sasuke said, let's hear the plan one at a time. So right now, we don't know which plan they're using. Is it Shino's? Is it Naruto's? Is it a mix of both? Did they have the same plan by coincidence? We don't know.
We're about to find out.
about
Kinda
the Konoha.
Okay, no, let's be honest. They don't have the same plan. Naruto and Shino are not coming up with the same plan.
It would be really funny if they did, though.
Offensive. All of our 5 Konoha ninjas are rushing towards her and screaming at the top of their lungs. All 4 stone ninjas quickly notice the approaching Konoha ninjas, and the captain says, "Kurotsuchi, stay on guard." Yes, I know, as the Konoha ninjas begin to get closer. Kurotsuchi thinks, I doubt they would be stupid enough to attack us head-on. This is obviously a distraction. Maybe a pincer attack? Kurotsuchi shouts to the Genjutsu user that is sensing their surroundings with a barrier.
Do you think it's Naruto doing the shadow clone transformation jutsu trick that they do with the Rain Ninja and the Force of Death?
I think Naruto just wants to pinch them.
What is he, Kawaki?
He's going for the pincer maneuver.
We'll pinch him.
They're obviously doing something. I think it's similar to Sakura in the Force of Death.
Yeah.
It is weird that they would just reveal themselves like this. Like, it's the most obvious trap, first of all. But, like, once they see that it's the fake versions of them, they still know they're going to be attacked from elsewhere. Like, I feel like you should take advantage of the fact that they don't know you're here before you do something like this.
Yeah.
Giving away the fact that you're here.
Anyone flanking us? No one. Notify me immediately if you sense anything. The Genjutsu user just says with a scowl, yes, obviously I will. The 5 Konoha ninjas keep on screaming and running.
In fact, that's what the gas mask ninja did in the tuning exams. They didn't reveal themselves until Naruto, etc. found out they were looping.
Yeah. And even then, they still use the Genjutsu to fight them. Like, so in this case, it's kind of like, you might as well have let's just assume for a second Naruto's got shadow clone transformation jutsu going on. You might as well have those guys sneak up on them so that Kurotsuchi thinks it was a sneak attack, when in reality, this is the diversion and the sneak attack's going to come after. You might as well just give yourself more just better trickery.
I have a funny one. Do what Sakura did in the Force of Death. So they actually are charging towards them, the real versions of themselves. Kurotsuchi like throws a kunai or whatever, hits them, and they transform into a log, waiting for Kurotsuchi to look left and right, like, oh, where's the real one? And then they turn back to normal and just keep charging.
Well, Sakura didn't transform into the log, but
I know.
Yes.
You get what I mean.
Getting closer by the second. As they get within her range, she sighs and says, I expected more of you, son of the Hokage, as she uses her magma style to create a massive wave of lava that goes down the mountain slope towards the Konoha ninjas as they are running up the slope. They keep on screaming, even as they look at the engulfing wave of magma that's about to hit them. When the wave gets very close to them, however, Naruto uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu, creating 5 clones, one in front of each member of the assault squad. Each clone boosts one member of the squad, and they all jump over the magma wave.
That's cool. Okay, that's like in the Naruto fillers or the movies where Naruto does that for his own clones.
Yeah.
I like that. Even the bell test against Kakashi the second time does something like that, at least. He might do it.
I know Naruto versus Sasuke in the Valley at the end. The first one, he does a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. He
like
might
the bridge of Naruto's.
Does he do something like that against Kakuzu? Or even Sai? He might do something else somewhere else, but I don't remember. Anyways.
Not versus Kakuzu or Sai, no.
Yeah. I do want to add, I think I mentioned this last time, it's really cool seeing such a high level Kekkei Genkai so early on, because in the first arc we got Haku with the ice that's frozen water. Now we're getting the exact opposite with molten rock. It's almost perfect.
Yeah.
It's like fire and water taken to their extremes. It's just cool seeing them combat such high level jutsu so early on. Yeah.
Now, midair. Kurotsuchi says, just because you're midair doesn't mean I can't hit you, you know? She then uses another magma-style attack, now smaller spheres of magma that she shoots at the Konoha squad. Naruto uses more shadow clones so the team can use them as a platform to jump midair and dodge the magma balls. And they do that for a couple of times. Kurotsuchi shooting her magma, Naruto casting shadow clones for everyone to use as a platform, and the Konoha ninjas begin to get very close to Kurotsuchi as they are...
See, the problem is, I feel like this would be so extremely difficult for Naruto to micromanage for 5 different individuals, and it'd be so easy for any of them to just fail or fall or not properly jump off Naruto,
See,
or the
that's
clone
why
not
I'm
appear
still
right where it needs to be in
suspicious.
time.
I'm still suspicious and wondering if this is actually a team of Naruto clones, because I don't think Sasuke would just risk this.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit crazy. Like, it would sort of suck just to fall in the lava.
Yeah, like
perfect
you just
keyword.
dead at that point.
Avoiding her attacks, and we see Sasuke beginning to form hand signs. Kurotsuchi gets frustrated and a little worried. Then she uses another magma-style attack, one with larger range, impossible to dodge midair. Sasuke is unable to finish his hand signs as they are all hit by the boiling magma. As the Konoha ninjas are dying, Kurotsuchi says, "That was a dumb."
Were you going to say that if Sasuke does one of Sasuke's jutsu that Naruto can't do, that confirms it's the real Sasuke?
If he did perform the real jutsu, yeah. Like if he did a fireball jutsu.
Yeah. In fact, I felt like that's the direction they were going to go in the fact that Sasuke was doing hand signs, but he was never going to finish, not because he was going to be hit by lava, but to trick Kurotsuchi, stalling for a couple extra precious milliseconds, essentially.
Yeah. That's what I was waiting to see, like, okay, he did finish the hand signs. I'm like, okay, yeah. And obviously they're about to reveal that. We were right.
Dumb plan, but at least you had a lot of guts. The 5 Konoha ninjas burning from the lava disappear with the characteristic smoke a shadow clone gives off when dispelled. A massive fireball jutsu shoots towards the captain, coming from the sky directly above them. We see Sasuke, Sakura, and Shino hovering with a cloud of insects created by Shino about 30 meters above the ground. The captain is forced to stop infusing the seal with chakra to use a mud wall and block the fireball, but
is he gonna add that, like, they did that from the side? Because, like, the shadow clones were platforming off of Naruto several times into mid-air above them. Like, I feel like it's already where they were looking. So, I feel like it's
I guess the guy was closing his eyes.
Like, it doesn't make sense to be behind Kurotsuchi. These others would have noticed them. So it's like, oh.
But Sasuke jumps from the insect cloud. The cloak he was given to by the elder lady billowing behind him as he travels midair in a downward diagonal line.
Do you think they're gonna do a thing here to where Sasuke is either intentionally wearing the real cloak or the fake cloak, or it's a fake Sasuke willing to wear cloak? You know, something like what Naruto does against Neji with the shadow clones, or Naruto does against Kaguya with the shadow clones with the Truth Seeker Orb, etc.
I think this is the real Sasuke right now.
Okay.
Wearing the cloak.
But do you think they're gonna do
maybe
like
later?
That?
I mean, really halfway through the episode, maybe later they'll do a thing where a Naruto clone wears the cloak to trick them. But right now they're not.
God, we're only halfway through the episode.
Also, real quick,
yeah,
cool that they have Shino's bugs on this diagram. Seemingly, I'm assuming that's what those black things are.
Yeah.
Intending on strike the genjutsu user. Sakura jumps behind Sasuke as Shino flies with his insects to intercept Kurotsuchi that's coming to aid her allies.
Okay.
As the genjutsu user sees Sasuke flying straight towards him, the nerfed stone ninja tries to run and intercept Sasuke, but he won't be fast enough to get there in time. The genjutsu user then tosses the chakra-infused kunais at Sasuke. Sasuke then uses the shuriken phoenix flower to counter his kunais. The shurikens clash with the kunais, and with several flashes of light, both kunais and shuriken lose their momentum midair as...
To be fair, I feel like...
Okay, real quick. This reminds me.
Yeah.
So, something I let me know if you agree. In Curse Mark Sasuke versus Zaku, I just never understood this.
Thank you.
So, Zaku uses the slicing sound wave. It gets rid of the fire, but for some reason the shuriken hidden in the fire keep flying. No! The shuriken should have been blown back, if anything, more than the fire should have.
Yeah, so
Shit don't work.
In comparison, Itachi's jutsu makes no sense. Fireball jutsu should not be able to deflect shuriken. It just heats them up as they're charging towards you. It shrouds them by the cloud that you can't see, so it's just invisible. It helps the enemy in every regard. That's what makes sense.
Yeah, and then the shuriken are gonna be hot when they hit you now.
Exactly. Like, I think they even do that in the Orochimaru versus Sasuke Force of Death thing. So, I don't know. Do they do something like that? I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Saku one's more ridiculous, though, because it's like, the whole thing is he blows basically wind with the sound. What? He shouldn't have been hit by those shuriken.
Yeah.
You've seen
Sasuke
him
just
do
flies
that
through
multiple
them.
times.
The genjutsu user gets desperate now, and then he lowers his...
Can the genjutsu user use genjutsu on them, or can he just do the barrier?
He probably uses Genjutsu on them. I think he uses it against Shino and their team.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But he
what
has
does,
to like I don't think he can use both at the same time though. He's got to pick one or the other.
Okay. Well, the barrier doesn't matter. I feel like once they're inside of it, which they seemingly are.
Yeah, like you might as well get rid of it now. They already found you.
Genjutsu barrier to cast another genjutsu instead. He weaves hand signs, and as Sasuke is about to reach him, he finishes them, completing the jutsu. He then smiles and says, "It's over, boy." The genjutsu user suddenly looks terrified when his genjutsu doesn't work because Sakura, who jumped behind Sasuke and is just trailing behind him, releases the genjutsu as soon as he finishes weaving the hand signs. Sasuke reaches ground level, landing a massive kick on the side of the genjutsu user's head as the
I thought for a
is arriving
second
to help.
what they might have done was have Sakura have him in a genjutsu to where he thinks he's putting a genjutsu on them when he's not actually. Kind of like Datara versus Itachi.
Obviously, we know that they just haven't explained that you can touch someone to release them from a genjutsu, since we learned that at the beginning of Shippuden. So do you think he's gonna like say after the fight?
No, we
that's what
learn
they
it
do?
in Konoha Crush because we see it then. They just don't explain it the same.
You can do it for yourself, but yeah, they did.
No,
but like they didn't
Sakura-
really
Sakura
explain
wakes
it.
Naruto
Yeah,
up
yeah,
from
I
it.
know, but I'm not gonna count that. And
Why
besides,
not?
either
It's the
way,
same thing.
that happens after this regardless.
Yeah.
So they didn't really explain it then anyways.
As I said, they didn't explain it, we just saw it.
Yeah. I don't even count it as the same thing, though.
Intercepts Kurotsuchi, who couldn't arrive in time to protect the genjutsu user, and attacks her with his insects. She counters the insects with magma style, and most of the insects die in the process. Shino also gets hit in the arm by some of the lava and gets severely hurt. As Kurotsuchi is about to perform another jutsu aimed straight at Shino to finish him off, a battalion of 20 plus Naruto shadow clones jump out of the rugged terrain surrounding the battlefield, Hinata among them as well. The clones and Hinata begin tossing kunais and shurikens towards Kurotsuchi, forcing her to stop the jutsu and dodge the projectiles. The nerfed ninja gets in melee range with Sasuke, as the genjutsu user also recomposes himself. They both engage Sasuke in taijutsu. Sasuke uses his Sharingan to effortlessly read their movements, and uses a really badass, cool-looking taijutsu combo, landing powerful hits on...
What rank each and every member of the team, the Stone Ninja team is? So is the leader a Chunin? Is the a Jonin? Are they all Genin? I don't think the leader's a Genin.
No.
Kurotsuchi might be a Genin, or she might be a Chunin in this.
I think Kurotsuchi's Genin. I think the others are tuning. I think the leader's a tuning. But later.
use a fireball jutsu, and they cannot react. The fireball hits both of them, leaving them with awful looking burns and almost killing them in the process. Sakura, who was just...
I feel like he wouldn't do that in early Naruto.
Dude, this Sasuke's different.
Yeah.
watching the exchange, is mesmerized by Sasuke badassery. Sasuke pulls
Okay, whereas that's like cool, but I don't think Sakura is gonna be like dazzled at those charred corpses.
Wow, Sasuke, that's so dreamy.
Sasuke, you should slash the next guy's neck. That'd be so hot.
pulls a kunai and motions to go
Hey, you're
finish
so
both
cool.
of the fallen enemies off. However, the captain who went back to infusing the chakra seal on the ground sees that and rushes to their aid. He activates his chakra wisps, increasing his speed, and is able to intercept Sasuke just in time to save his companions.
So we're about to find out. Now that he's stopped doing the jutsu, we're gonna find out what happens to that.
Yeah, what happens?
He says, "I'm not letting you kill them, Uchiha brat." Sasuke stares at him.
Yeah, I almost don't want him to lose now. Like, he cares about his comrades. What the heck?
Yeah, did he just drop the mission for his comrades? Like,
Is he not worse than Scum?
is Hiruzen worse than Scum? He's just letting them die if they need to.
Oh, also, does Sasuke have his 2 Tomoe here in the rewrite? Does he get it in this arc? Did he already get it against the Kurotsuchi fight earlier? I forget.
I don't remember what he said during the Haku fight he had, if he had the 2 Tomoe, if he had just the one, or if he had the discombobulated one.
Yeah, I don't think he mentioned it. I think it was largely the same. So I don't think he said that.
Yeah, I think he didn't mention it either.
with his Sharingan activated, and they begin an intense taijutsu exchange. Kurotsuchi, Naruto and his shadow clones, and Hinata are also together, and they are surprisingly good, with a lot of synergy, covering for each other's weaknesses, protecting each other's backs. Kurotsuchi uses her earth style and water style, as well as her taijutsu, to take down many clones, but she appears not to be using her magma anymore because she has to conserve chakra. After all, she spent a lot of it on mere shadow clones. While they are engaged in battle,
I don't know about you, sometimes I forget that Kekkei Genkai users should be able to just use the two elementals, just not combined.
Yeah, separately.
Yeah, like I just forget that sometimes.
Because they never do it usually.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Kurotsuchi says to Naruto, "So you're the Hokage's son. I have to say you caught us by surprise." Naruto says, "Yeah, it was all my idea." This is not true, but Naruto is feeling good about himself. We can see Hinata chuckles when Naruto says that, even though...
Why is Hinata's hair purple here?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, not saying it looks worse or anything, but like, I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's clearly lighting. Do you think this was edited, or do you think it's like fire? Is like a strong lighting that's going on here?
It's
looks like
edited. I'm pretty sure it's edited because she has the blue outfit on.
Okay.
In the scene when she's talking to Naruto. No, she might have her jacket there. I don't. She has her blue outfit on in a scene, and I think it's blue hair with it.
Well, I'm confident this would be from filler. Just looks like it.
I think it's edited though.
Okay.
Though they are locked in combat. It's not a mocking chuckle, but much more of a tender one. Naruto says, "And you must be the granddaughter of the Tsuchikage, huh? I thought you'd be more powerful." Kurotsuchi now chuckles and says, "You're a funny kid." We come back to Sasuke fighting the captain. The captain is physically superior, but
Saying that to someone with a magma release is crazy. Who just melted like 20 of
That's
your clothes.
Naruto though. Naruto would say that.
Like, he should have said that to Haku, let's be honest. Like, after he killed Sasuke, even. It's like, yeah, it took you long enough.
Sasuke makes up the difference with his Sharingan and precognition. After a lengthy taijutsu exchange, they both strike each other and get knocked back. The captain uses this moment to grab his two unconscious companions and yells to Kurotsuchi, "Regroup, now!" Kurotsuchi uses an earth-style jutsu to shoot herself upwards and towards her companions. She gets out of range for Naruto and Hinata, landing close to both her wounded companions.
So I guess the explanation is her companions jumped in the air? We weren't told?
What? No. The captain went and got them.
Yeah, and he said to regroup now, and she used the earth style to go upwards to get closer to them.
Yeah, because the captain was on the higher end. Like, Kurotsuchi was on the lowest level of the map.
I understand it's a slanted map, but it's not Kakashi's rock climbing.
I know. So I'm imagining like this goofy thing where there's just this giant pillar of earth in the air that's just like there's a big angle gap between the slanted mountain and the earth, but yeah, that's what she did.
Okay.
Companions and the captain. Kurotsuchi says, "Are they alive?" Looking at the two who got hit by the fireball. "Barely." Naruto yells at Kurotsuchi, "Run away already!" It seemed like Naruto and Kurotsuchi were antagonizing each other, but not in a mean way during the fight. Hinata and Naruto then join Sasuke and
not antagonizing Naruto. She's barely responding to what Naruto's saying in the first place. If anything, she's chuckling. It's like, it's protagonizing Naruto, if anything.
And one of Naruto's clones is still by Shino's side, who's unable to fight a little further away. At this point, the captain and Kurotsuchi are at a standoff with Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Hinata. Kurotsuchi then asks, "How did you ambush us like that?" We cut to a flashback as Naruto grins. We see the moment when Shino and Naruto had a plan at the same time. Sasuke tells them to explain the plan, and Naruto is eager to go first. He says, "I know what to do. We can rush them where it's easy for us to go up the mountain. And as the Tsuchikage granddaughter releases her lava at us, I'll use my shadow clones so we can use them as platforms to lift ourselves mid-air and avoid the lava." Sasuke says, "You know she will still be able to shoot us mid-air with her lava anyway." Naruto's face drops as he says, "I could use the shadow clones to..."
See, I feel like this is perfectly embodying why Naruto's an idiot. He doesn't think about the obvious. Like, he'll just make a plan, it either does work or it doesn't work based on the obviousness of him not considering the enemy's reaction.
What they're gonna do is Naruto's gonna say, "Well, I can make shadow clones that dodge him again." He's going, "All right, then she can attack him again." And that's when Shino's gonna say, we'll have Naruto use the transformation jutsu, so that way when they all get hit, it's just clones or whatever.
No,
That's
look
how
at
they're gonna
Naruto's
do this.
reaction to Sasuke
Real quick,
saying
though.
this.
Naruto's
Like, he just
midair
didn't
with her
realize.
lava anyway. Naruto's
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one of the
I know.
things.
He's making Naruto
He didn't
like,
think about
goofy
it.
down here, but
Yeah.
But that depends on context, because sometimes it's the case, sometimes it's not. It
Well,
depends.
no,
But
because
anyway,
because if Naruto,
Shino kind of got done dirty in this fight.
if Kurotsuchi just didn't shoot them midair and they just agreed to Naruto's plan here, then people would call the plan smart, despite this glaring fact. So the
No, they would
smartness of the
probably
plan
call
relies on the
Kurotsuchi
enemy.
stupid for not just shooting. Unless it was
Nobody would
explained
say
that she
that, bro.
couldn't for some reason, they would call her dumb for not doing it.
I completely disagree.
Bruh.
No one's calling
This
Delta
is the same
dumb
fandom
because she
that
didn't
calls
just
out every
walk
dumb
backwards.
thing someone does.
Oh, okay, then Delta's dumb for not just jumping backwards at the end.
When she realized that she couldn't absorb it all, yeah.
She's not dumb.
Unless she
Bruh.
couldn't for any reason. If
Exactly.
you think that the Rasengan would have just hit her. But
It's not dumb. It's like, oh, why didn't X character just do this? That's the obvious move. That's the thing that annoys me most, especially in sports, because guess what? They didn't do it, okay? They probably had a reason why they didn't do it. Or if they didn't, they just didn't do it, okay? They didn't think about it. It's real time. There's
Okay.
only one present moment.
okay.
It's not reasonable.
If Kurotsuchi didn't think about using her long range jutsu up in the air instead of on the ground, that's dumb.
And
on
the
her.
split-second decision when she's already focused on her current strategy to melt the ground in case they fall. Yeah, okay.
Then
so
his
dumb.
strategy isn't dumb then. If it's that hard for the enemy to think of this obvious thing, clearly it's not a bad strategy then in that case.
No,
So you would be
it's just
wrong to
easy-
call
and
Naruto
either
dumb.
dumb.
You can't pick and choose, bro.
Yes, I
you just
can.
hate Naruto.
No.
That's so biased.
I'm having
Let's talk
my
about
cake and
Shino.
I'm eating
Shino
it
got
too.
done dirty.
Be mad. Yeah, Shino's gonna be the smart one here.
face drops as he says, I could use the
Yeah, but
shadow
he got
clones
done
to
dirty in
create
the fight.
platforms midair too. Sasuke says, too risky. We're all gonna die if we do that. Naruto's face drops further. Shino, did you have an idea?
take
Shino
that.
replies, yes, we could use my insects to fly above them. As the genjutsu barrier is only 5 meters above the ground, we could easily stay above the sensory range. Also,
Did they say that earlier? How did they
Say
even?
what, the 5 meter thing?
Yeah, how did they even
Yes.
deduce that?
Oh, actually, did Sakura say that after they showed up or before?
I mean, I know the like 200-meter
don't
thing. They
remember.
got to get close enough to it so Hinata can see inside it with their Byakugan, but I don't think they said the 5-meter thing ever. I don't know. Could be wrong.
They did, but I don't remember if they said it before this meeting or if they said it technically after this meeting.
Plot hole.
We have to go back and look.
I'm not doing that.
It might be. We have to go back and look. Though, let's check now. Let's check now so we can bring it up. 3429.
Okay, where are we going?
Whenever we think they had this meeting first, I guess.
Okay, probably like here.
Let's try there.
like a dome. Sakura says, how far up does it go?
Oh,
Hinata
perfect.
says, about 5 meters high, but it covers a
Okay.
much larger
Okay, but how do they know?
So now
Does
it's just
Hinata
before or
just
after?
see the dome?
Hinata.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
But no, is this before or after the meeting, though? The first meeting. Like not the flashback to the meeting, but when the meeting happened in real time.
We're good cousin. I guess we'll never know. We might know.
But why would you not check at this point? We've already halfway there.
Okay, where do you want me to go? Where was it? I already forgot. Here?
Whatever. Okay, let's try that right
Plus,
there.
She
That
should
might
be
be
able to deter a large assault with her lava style pretty easy down the slope. We cut to Kurotsuchi. From far away, she spots 5 Konoha ninjas running towards her position using the
Yeah,
they're already
easy
here,
path
so we gotta go
However,
back
there's something very strange
further.
about From far away, if someone gets inside, let's hope they assume Shino's insects were just from the forest and paid no mind. Sasuke says, they have the high ground. Approaching from the sides would be too dangerous with those large rocks. It would be too slow and they would sense us before we could surprise them. Also, if we choose the route without the rocks on our way, we would have
That just doesn't happen. Like, I get that Naruto's distraction, right? They would still be able to sense them, right? That's not how that works. They're just distracted despite sensing them. But I feel like only Kurotsuchi's really distracted by him. The others are just like looking. Like, you got this, Kurotsuchi. That's
Well, if they rode on Shino's bugs, above the sensory thing, then they're fine. That's what Shino was saying. They just have to stay above the 5-meter tall sensory thing.
Okay.
Have to go straight up the mountain, and the granddaughter of the Tsuchikage would probably use her lava, which would simply go down the mountain and destroy us. Does anyone have any ideas? Naruto and Shino say at the same time, I have a plan. Naruto smiling with excitement, and Shino without showing much emotion. They both look at each other, surprised because they spoke the same thing at the same time. Sasuke then
was
says,
the 200-meter thing, though? The 200-meter, 5-meter thing. Was that after this, before this?
Oh.
Let's hear it, one at a time. So let's set up the battle map. The captain is in the highest position of the mountain, infusing chakra into the seal that will cause a landslide. The Genjutsu user is located towards the center, where he can maintain the barrier around a larger area. The ninja who is nerfed by Hinata is positioned in between both of them. And Kurotsuchi is guarding the direction which the Konoha ninjas are more likely to come from, where there aren't many rocks. They are counting on the Genjutsu user to sense anyone approach to react to them, so Kurotsuchi is guarding the optimal location where Konoha can come in from faster.
I like how he says there's not many rocks, and like the visual, I know he didn't control the visual, but there's rocks literally spread equally everywhere.
Yeah.
Not a lot of rocks on the side at all.
To be able to deter a large assault with her lava style pretty easy down the slope. We cut to Kurotsuchi. From far away, she spots 5 Konoha ninjas running towards her position using the easier path through the mountains to get to her. However, there's something very strange about the Konoha offensive. All of our 5 impossible to spot the dark insects from below during the night sky, though they all
So is
want
this
to spot
before
the
or
barrier.
after
The
the
stone
meeting?
ninjas are higher up, and their position is surrounded by difficult terrain from almost every side. The only easy route to reach the stone ninjas is coming directly from below, having to go up the mountain slope at a pretty steep angle. Hinata says, I can see now, there seems to be some sort of chakra barrier around them, like a dome. Sakura says, how far up does it go? Hinata says, about 5 meters high, but it covers a
This
much
is
larger area.
before the
Sakura says,
meeting, I think.
Sakura's
the
question
thing
doesn't
they
make
just
sense.
heard.
There's a dome. How high up does it go? What do you mean how high? That doesn't matter. That's the one direction that doesn't matter. Ask about the 360 radius direction of the dome.
It matter in the rewrite because that's how they got around it.
It's not the first thing that matters. It's the secondary thing, if anything.
Plot convenient question, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I guess I will say, because they're not attacking from the sky. That's not their plan, first and foremost. The assumption would be they're attacking from the sides, or whatever.
Says it's probably a genjutsu barrier. Makes it hard to locate them, and they can also sense if someone gets inside. Let's hope they assume Shino's insects were just from the forest and paid no mind. Sasuke says they have the high ground. Approaching from the sides would be too dangerous
Yeah,
with those
you
large
can
rocks.
go
It
back
would be
to
too
where we
slow,
were.
and
3429, I believe. That's what it was.
I've gone there like 3 times now.
impossible to spot my dark insects from below during the night sky. Though they all flying together in a cloud can be very noisy. I know Shino doesn't use that in the series, but he used the cloud of insects to fly in one of the video games, so I'm going with that because I think it's cool. Sasuke thinks and says,
It also
we'll
looks like
combine both
Gaara, I was
plans.
gonna say.
Naruto
It
will
looks
create
cool,
5 shadow clones and use the transformation jutsu to make them look like us. They will approach the girl and you will
Honestly, does he not do it in the anime ever? At least in filler? I'm sure he does a couple times.
I don't think he flies with the insects ever in the anime.
I mean, I feel like
to
I
be
remember
honest.
seeing him flying, and I don't think it was the video game, but it might have been.
I don't recall him ever like riding his bugs like Gaara's sand.
I mean, I feel like I remember that.
will use the tactic he suggested, though you'll have to make your 5 clones scream as loud as you can to make sure they don't hear Shino's insects coming from above. Shino, myself, and
I'm sorry, that's just so ridiculous. Unless it's like a cicadas.
I think they are, because if you go back to the Zaku fight, everyone was hearing all these loud noises.
That's hilarious and ridiculous. It's not how insects work. Like, have you not been in a swamp? You just can't hear the insects when they're flapping their wings. That's not what moths do.
Well, it depends on the bug. I guess these
Yeah.
Shino bugs are loud.
But then, like, how far away are they when they start their ride? Like, they gotta be pretty far away if that's the case. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Sakura will go flying aboard Shino's insects. We'll use Naruto's shadow clones as a distraction. When the time comes, I'll launch my attacks and go straight to the Genjutsu user to take him down so the barrier drops. Sakura, as the Genjutsu user sees me rushing him, he will attempt to use a Genjutsu. So
I feel like that's sort of the perfect perfect time to bring out the map instead of just showing Sasuke stalking for like 20 minutes straight. It's so funny just to imagine this in the anime just like this.
The
So
same
you have
frames
to
over
release
and over
that
again.
as soon as he forms the hand signs. Shino, make
Save the animators a lot of time.
sure the lava girl can't flank us. You'll have to intercept her. The real Naruto and Hinata will position themselves in the difficult terrain just outside of the barrier. Hinata, once your Byakugan sees the barrier is down, both of you attack the enemy flank. I think this is a really nice plan because it really shows all 5 of them working together, having great teamwork, and bouncing ideas off of each other when they were making the plan. We cut back to the present. Kurotsuchi says, very clever, I have to admit, as
See, I get what Daigo's going for with showing the plan and then describing the plan so that we know what the plan was. The problem is that the plan was so simple to follow based on what we saw, we didn't need it explained. And he just straight up explained the full plan instead of like recapping it or whatever. Like he showed the full thing and then he explained the full thing. They're like, that's not the way you need
To be fair, I feel like there's some times where they do that in Naruto. Like, obviously, I know the Demon Wind Shuriken one's a little bit more like trickery, less predictable, especially for the first time. So yeah,
I mean,
Shikamaru's
that's fair.
strategies, they do that all the time.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess.
but
those
it's
are a
also more
little
convoluted.
bit
I think part of the
more
problem though
debatable.
is we've seen all of Naruto.
Yeah.
We've
that's
literally
well.
seen Naruto do that strategy before, so it's the first thing I said. You know, it's just kind of like, to be fair, if this was actually episode 3 or whatever episode this would like probably be like episode 30, but like the point is you're
Big
first
difference
watching
there.
this strategy does come as much more of a surprise. You know, so
I get that.
I think it's fine.
So I don't know if it's because we've seen all of Naruto or if it's just this plan in particular. It's just easy to put together as you watch it.
I think it's because we've seen all of Naruto, because if we've never seen Naruto do the shadow clone transformation tactic, you know, I don't think you're just predicting that.
Okay, I guess. Sure.
Expected from the prodigy Uchiha and the son of the fourth Hokage. Naruto blushes a little at that. Sasuke's cloak flaps with a mountain wind, and he says, "You're bitten. We've taken down 2 of yours. Surrender, and let's not start a war over this." The captain says, "You will never understand, boy. We carry the will of the Tsuchikage. Stand down, or I'll unleash another landslide upon the village." Naruto gets
I like that line. We carry the will of the Tsuchikage, because we obviously know, like, Stone Village will things, especially with Onoki later on. I like, just regardless of if you want to consider that Onoki foreshadowing, I don't think that is, but like just regardless of like Onoki in general, I like that, to know that about the Stone Village, just in general. I think that's pretty cool.
Would you have preferred though that he set the will of stone instead of will of the Tsuchikage? Since I think will of fire may have already been described by this point, I don't know if it was.
I mean,
it
I feel
might
like
not have been until
Will of the
Treaty Exists.
Tsuchikage just hits a little bit harder, personally.
I think it depends on whether will of fire has been described or not yet, to be fair. If it hasn't, then definitely will of Tsuchikage. If it has, then you could argue for will of stone.
Okay. I feel like Will of Tsuchikage just is a little bit better. Shows they're dedicated to the Tsuchikage more than just the set in stone.
Well, the only thing I don't like about that then is then will of fire is kind of just weird. Why isn't it will of the Hokage? You know, like.
No, I disagree, because that's showing the difference between the Stone Village and Konoha.
Okay.
Or at least of this enemy in particular. That could be one of the reasons the villain is wrong, for instance.
Sure, I guess you could do that.
gets really pissed at that. He points at the captain and says, "Who do you think you are,
what is Naruto get
boy?
pissed at?
We carry the will of the Tsuchikage. Stand down, or I'll unleash another landslide upon the village." Naruto gets really pissed at that. He points at the captain and says, "Who do you think you are, treating those people like pawns in your little war game? Stupid old man. They have families. They have lives. You are wrong. You attacked them. They were just living their lives and you came to mess everything up. People died down there." We see Naruto through the captain's POV, and we get this image of Minato's face transposed with Naruto's face as he...
That's cool. Honestly, I can imagine OG Naruto saying that. I don't think Shippuden Naruto would say that. What do you think?
It's definitely more likely for OG Naruto to say that. What do you think Shippuden Naruto would say instead, though?
Not sure, but I'm getting like the like high raspy pitch, like losing your throat sort of voice from Naruto, like "you're sick" kind of idea. Like I feel like Naruto says that a couple times, something like that.
I mean,
Shippuden Naruto would probably just say like, "I won't let you do that. Shadow clone jutsu. Like I'll never let that happen." I don't know, something like that.
Maybe in Kazekage Rescue Arc, you'd be more likely to, because you do see him, like, say a lot with, like, Gaara, like, on their way to Gaara, then after Gaara's capture, like, he just kind of let out, kind of like that part 1 feeling. Not quite, like, what Dygo just did here is just, like, Land of Waves Naruto yelling at Zabuza. But...
Yeah, I'm
To be fair,
thinking
that kind of just fades away over time anyway.
The
He
way-
doesn't do the Zabuza thing again, like the same.
oh, it's not the exact same, but I feel like it's more there in part 1. But I feel like it's more reminiscent, even if not like technically the same, but like conceptually I feel like it's similar, more so than the Zabuza thing. Similar to Naruto's reaction to Sasuke when Sasuke says he's going to Orochimaru. Naruto's like, what? Orochimaru? Sasuke is gonna steal your body! Orochimaru is the bad guy! Like, you can't do that.
I think the Sinki Daigo did is more similar to the Land of Waves Zabuza one.
Oh, I know
It's
you
the
do.
same thing.
No, I know that's what you're thinking of. Because that's more
Yeah.
directly there. I'm saying, like, attitude behavior-wise, I feel like it's closer to mine. Like, how could you do that?
Well, he's saying that to Zabuza too. How could you do that?
No, the words he's saying are closer to what he's saying to Zabuza. The idea he's conveying. I feel like the emotions he feels is way closer to the Sasuke Orochimaru example.
Maybe because this one's presented more so anger rather than crying, but I mean,
More like
the
shock.
meaning is still the same as Zabuza.
But
How
also
could you
anger.
do that?
It's like shocking
Like-
anger. Yeah, well, okay, there's very clearly different ways to mean how, like, why did you do that, or how'd you do that, or whatever. Like, if Naruto
I think
said that to
it's similar.
Shino after the Zaku fight, inquisitive, are you gonna say that's the same as the Zabuza fight? No, even though he's saying
No,
the same
but it's
thing.
okay. Look at it this way. Tsuchikage's men using this village as their pawns for their little war game. Zabuza using Haku, and I guess you could even argue the Land of Waves, as his pawn for his plans. It's the same concept. It's the tools.
No,
They're
no.
just
It's not the same
pawns,
concept.
tools.
It's the same scenario. I'm drawing the similarities between the same concept. The intangible thing.
It's not the same concept as Sasuke going to Orochimaru.
Because
The
that's a
concept
scenario.
of
That's not a
Sasuke.
concept.
Why would you
That's not a
go
concept.
to a guy who's just gonna basically kill you anyway
That's not
and
conceptual.
cast aside all your friends?
It's not
Whereas
conceptual.
the other one is,
It's a scenario.
what's the concept? You're going anger?
I've already explained it.
But-
Yes, Naruto's behavior and emotions and feelings and reactions to the information presented, which would be the scenario.
It's
The
just-
words
yeah,
of the scenario.
like it's all it is he's expressing a little bit more anger versus crying. I mean, if anything, his reaction to Tsunade might be more similar to this, where he's just yelling at her, like, you know, how dare you say that about the Hokage? How dare you do this?
Okay, well, if we're going above and beyond, then I'd say Naruto's reaction is just like it was in the Stone to Galel movie at the finale. Yeah. What do you think about
Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know if it is.
He speaks to the captain as he recalls Minato from long ago. It's similar to how Madara saw Hashirama's face on Tsunade. The captain gets stunned with Naruto's words and doesn't respond. Naruto then points to Kurotsuchi and says, "And you, everyone always tells me that Kages are supposed to be noble and all good.
I like-
Your grand
I like how of all the examples in the entire series where Naruto is like flashed in front of someone else or the other way around, he uses two completely irrelevant characters to this. I love that Tsunade Hashirama.
Don't they
example.
do Naruto and Minato? Yeah, why doesn't he just do the Naruto Minato examples that exist in the story?
Yeah. It's so funny.
father
There's
told this
two
guy
of
to
them.
kill an entire village of innocent people. You should be the one to put a stop to it. Be better than him. You don't deserve to be called a shinobi. Kurotsuchi looks sad and ashamed, as she never really liked this part of the plan and was just going along and following orders. And now Naruto is pushing her buttons. Kurotsuchi
Yeah, I feel like Naruto does this a lot. Probably especially in the filler, to where he's convincing the wavering person to stop following the clearly evil bad guy. Not even like as an emotional thing, just like, hey, wake up, snap out of it, join the not dark side.
Yeah, absolutely.
attempts
It's almost like more of a frustration from Naruto that they aren't on their side yet.
Yeah,
To mouth an
exactly.
answer, but she can't think of anything either. She seems to agree with Naruto. The captain finally snaps at Naruto and says, "Enough, Kurotsuchi! Let's finish this!" As he activates his chakra wisps and rushes towards the Konoha ninjas. Kurotsuchi seems conflicted, but follows him. The 2 ninjas from the stone engage the 4 ninjas of the Leaf Village in close quarters. All combatants are tired and running very low on chakra
So how
from
did they
fighting so much
get
during the whole...
guy? Did he just get thrown to the side, I guess, while he was injured?
Well, they're fireballed, and yeah, you let them
Yeah,
stay
they're
on
just
the
laying
ground.
down. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, all of the combatants are now low on chakra. All of them? Excuse me?
Yeah. Naruto?
I'm not even thinking about Naruto. I'm thinking about the ones that haven't done anything. Sakura released 1 genjutsu. Hinata used her Byakugan before the battle begins. That's it. Right? Like, I can understand Chino's bugs, you get him out of chakra. I can understand maybe, like, a fireball jutsu drains Sasuke's chakra a little bit. Like, it is a, what is it, A rank technique, the tiger hand sign. Ooh. Technically, the shadow clone is a
Well,
Jonin level
Sasuke used a
technique.
few fireball jutsu. He did the taijutsu exchange. He was using his Sharingan. I think he's understandable, but
Yeah, Naruto's also understandable.
Sakura?
Like, I understand later on he's a little bit more crazy, but like especially early on, I feel like Naruto can't just spam shadow clones in base without a mental amp. That's crazy. So I can understand using like what 15, 20, 30, 25, 30 clones. It's probably low on chakra. Like it's almost like the Forest of Death, what he was doing there against Oboro, whatever. But to be fair,
well,
that
he made a
happens
lot of
later
clones,
on.
but
That's also
it's on the
after
5th day after Orochimaru's 5-pronged seal, and he made a lot of clones.
Okay, I understand. It's like the 5th day. To be fair, he was resting a ton on that like 3rd and 4th day. So I don't know. Well,
Yeah, but the 5-pronged seal's the big thing. That was screwing with him anyway.
Wait, yeah, I agree. That is a little bit more of a Ninetales blocker than it is like a base nerfer. It is a base nerfer. It is disrupting his chakra, especially as he can't walk on water. And so he's wasting more chakra doing the shadow clones, but like still, it's not the craziest thing in the world, I think.
Had a decent effect. Also, while we're on the topic, I might as well just cut over to this. Okay. So,
Oh, God.
because we brought up the 5-pronged seal, go to intro topics.
Okay. Before I do that, really quick, have you noticed on YouTube the play bar is magenta towards wherever the thing is now, especially towards the right of the video?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at that now. No, I didn't know that was the thing.
Oh, there you go. They recently changed that like a week or 2 ago. There you go.
So what does that mean?
Nothing. YouTube just did that and refused to elaborate. But yeah. So,
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Well, anyway, change your screen.
That.
So it's the other way.
Did I do it? Oh, how do I? Oh, I guess I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it this way. That's fine. Give me a second. Well, this isn't helpful. Let me just share the entire screen. Makes it easy. Okay. Intro.
I'll just mute. Okay.
So slightly different topic. More of a real life topic. So Kamui, this says 4:07, and it's so sad that I don't know if this is PM or AM when you took the screenshot.
Yeah, I think I took it probably AM, realistically, but that's it. It's 3:14 AM, and I want it to be done early. And how much left to be? We're definitely not doing anything after the dagger.
No, I figured that the moment we were like 20 minutes in the video. This goal still hasn't worked, by the way. So, guess I was wrong.
All right. Well, how many people are watching? 10 viewers. Okay, our goal is $5 of donation. Can 5 of you donate $1?
I'm gonna change it to 5 now, anyways. Okay, well the goal doesn't work. Just know it is. So, there you go. What if I change this?
Yeah, that's our goal. So, guys, you know, like for our 200 billion hours of effort, we've made like $40 total in our career. So.
Okay. Real quick.
Dygo was watching. Did you notice that?
Hey, at 2:12, over an hour ago. We did not notice.
Dygo! What's up? Are you still watching?
Is There's not a chance, bro. He probably joined when we were like debating the Sasuke kick thing. It's like, oh god.
Yeah. Or like the Akatsuki versus the nations. Or
See, that was more reasonable. The Sasuke kick thing is just like, why? Oh,
oh, he is watching. Yes. Let's go. It'd be even funnier if he was in the stage the whole time. He just didn't notice.
Oh god. I go.
Oh, he was listening to the debate.
Okay.
All right, Dygo. Okay.
So we need you to choose a side.
Couple questions,
here.
real quick. Settle it for us. First, we'll give you 2 rounds. First round. Can Deidara beat the Sand Village beginning of Shippuden on his own? First question.
There is context there. Is that he's trying to defeat the village instead of capturing Gaara, and Gaara is there along with everyone else in the village.
He did say yes. So I assume the answer to this one will be a yes, but can Deidara and Sasori beat the Sand Village? And then after you say yes to that one,
he says after, okay.
Can Itachi and Kisame beat really any of the villages of your choosing? Mist Village, Cloud Village, Stone Village. Pick your favorite.
Despite the fact that we've seen them not be able to defeat 2 of the villages.
Bro, they weren't trying in either one. And also, that's not
Oh,
Itachi and Kisame in the Mist Village. There's no Kisame.
Yagura would have beat Kisame anyways.
Ooh, he called it big
Okay,
water bubble.
okay.
Yeah,
Then
that's a
why
good
didn't
point,
Kisame
though.
do the
Actually,
big water
okay.
bubble in Konoha? He doesn't have it at that time.
That's not Shippuden. We said Shippuden for this.
Okay, and he doesn't do
So,
it
yeah,
against
but that's
Guy.
a good question, Oodie. Honest to God. Give Kisame his 30% water clone. That giant ocean, they were lucky they were in the middle of nowhere. What does the Mist Village, or what does the Sand Village do when Kisame just drowns their whole village in an ocean?
Nah, bro, the Sand Village needs the rain. It's a good thing. Like, the Sand Village, the most dry village, the one that's gonna be the hardest to make the water with? Like, it's the wrong village.
Well, if you're gonna use the filler like you did earlier, Kisame solos Gaara with that because the water makes Gaara too wet and heavy to do anything. So
yeah, the sand he's controlling when he's in a desert. Just get other sand.
not if Kisame wets at all.
Nah,
anyway,
bro, he can't make that
Dygo,
much
the
water.
last
in the
question.
Sand Village.
Dygo, last question.
Oh, God.
So they're each. You get an Akatsuki pair, or if you think like Deidara can solo the Sand Village by himself, you can donate Sasori to Hidan and Kakuzu, the weak link. Do you think the Akatsuki could beat all 5 great nations if they just like strategize smartly? So like, Pain and Konan fight the Leaf Village, Itachi Kisame fight the Cloud Village, Deidara fights the Sand Village, Sasori, Hidan, and Kakuzu fight the whatever village, and so on. Do you think they could win?
Oh yeah, why
Against
did
the
they
5
just
great
do
nations.
that? They could have just done that. That would have been reasonable for them to do. They should have just
Also,
done that.
Zetsu,
Yeah.
Black Zetsu can do his wood style barrage, and he can make 100,000 white Zetsu.
We're not giving him white Zetsu. We're not
Could he at
giving.
least
If we're
be
giving him
noble
white
white
Zetsu, then we're not giving him 100,000 because that's exponential growth, and that's at the end of Shippuden. Okay, I'm giving him 20,000
What about
divided
Guru
across the
Guru,
5
who's
nations.
actually alive the whole time?
Okay,
What about
4,000
Guru Guru?
Zetsu each village. I'll give him that. At max.
Can he have Guru Guru?
Exactly. Perhaps in a surprise attack. You notice how Deidara attacked at night, and how Sasori had already what was it, like Genjutsu,
They'll all
basically?
attack at
half
night.
of the people.
They'll all surprise attack.
That was never part of the original premise.
Well, the point was just, could they do it? I never said how.
Okay, well, regardless, why did they attack at night in the first place?
Because it's sneakier.
Why do they need to be sneaky? They could just beat the village if they wanted to.
Because they're trying to capture only Gaara, not destroy the whole village.
Oh, yeah, it's not like an issue for them. They could just
Hey,
destroy
like
the whole
you
village
said,
anyways.
Deidara is built to destroy whole villages. That's what I'm saying, bro. What does the Mist Village do to C3 and C4? Nothing. They die.
Okay, why are we pretending like the village gets destroyed? Only the villagers would.
No, wait, you think that the Mist Village houses are just built to tank C3? Why? And like I said, what do they do? So Mist Village is easy, bro. In fact, just let Itachi genjutsu the Three Tails in the ocean real quick, bring it to the Mist Village, and now they can just let the Three Tails fight the Mist Village while Itachi Kisame tag teams someone else. Oh, Data destroys the village in the rewrite.
in the
okay,
rewrite.
Daigo's rewrite.
Wow,
The Akatsuki definitely can do it.
Oh, okay. And besides, Pain doesn't even destroy the village, he just pushes it somewhere else.
Okay, this is not the Alaskan bullworm. He does destroy the village. It's the houses are destroyed.
They're pushed away. To be fair, all of the material is still there.
And crumbled apart.
No, it's in a different
but they're
form.
broken.
It's in a different form. All the material is still there.
Okay, Oodie, let me just get the demolition team to destroy your house, and I'll say, oh, sorry, I just pushed it somewhere else.
Well, technically, it's still in the same place if you just demolition it.
Okay, it's in a different form. I just made it look different. I get a house design, new redesign.
Well, yeah,
Back to the rewrite.
As long as you only like hammer it or whatever, if you like set it on fire, that is fundamentally changing its properties. Well,
we're
Dygo,
still watching episode 3, Dygo.
Yeah, well,
We've been on it for the last
to be
4
fair,
hours.
despite the fact of us being 4.5 hours in, we are kind of almost close to done.
Captain quickly
To be fair. So
I mean, we've got the magenta.
we got to the magenta. okay, Dygo, we have to know.
Wait, while Daigo's watching, should he look at the elements? Wait, Daigo, were you watching for the 5-prong ceiling?
Kamui, he's been watching since 2:12 a.m. Yes, he saw the elements.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right.
But Dygo, I guess since you are here, the parts where the few parts, the minimal times where we have been commenting on the rewrite. Thoughts on the rewrite, rather than the other things we're talking about. Like I talked about the plan, a couple of the like flashbacks, etc., etc. There's a couple things we talked about, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So there's that. Also, follow-up question, secondary thing, unrelated. Have you noticed on YouTube the magenta thing? I'm curious. But while we wait for Dygo, let's keep on.
Realizes Sakura is their weakest link and focuses attacks on her. He grabs a paper bomb.
Okay. Now we're going too far with the Sakura slander. How is the captain realizing that Sakura's the weakest
because
link
she hasn't.
somehow?
Well, actually, Oodie, I have an answer for you. Because she used one Genjutsu release and is low on chakra.
Okay.
That's how you know.
Okay. From his perspective, Hinata's done literally nothing and is low on chakra.
No, Hinata's the one who injured his teammate there in the first place.
Did she? How?
And
When?
she's been doing the fighting Kurotsuchi with Naruto.
Has she? I don't know.
Yeah.
Was
She
Naruto
joined
even
all the
fighting, or
shadow
was
clones.
Naruto just talking?
At least Daigo said they were fighting.
Well, Dygo said that Sasuke had the cool animation fight with the people that he fireballed for fireballing them.
Okay, so he fought.
Sasuke, that's not Naruto.
Yeah, he said that Naruto. Go back and rewind it.
Dygo, clear this up for us. Dygo says, my descriptions get better as the rewrite goes on. Fair enough. They fought earlier in the day. They are tired and low on chakra, bro. Yeah, exactly. So this is what I was saying with the 6 hours thing. Yes. You see our reaction.
Well, they rested.
That's just too weird. Well, they didn't. It's like the same day. Obvious retcon. Yes, it's weird. Okay.
The retcon's about Orochimaru's 5-prong seal, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
and sticks it on Sakura's chest. The paper bomb starts to smoke, about to explode, and the captain lands a massive kick on Sakura's side, sending her flying away. She lands, very wounded, but conscious. The paper bomb still stuck on her and about to explode. Sakura is too weak to do anything about it. Sasuke then sees it and quickly disengages from the fight, rushing towards Sakura and starts to weave hand signs. We see Sakura's crying, desperate face as she looks at the paper bomb about to explode and kill her.
That is a good desperate. Dygo, I'm curious if you remember, where did you get this face from? I will move this. This doesn't even look like Sakura. With like the eyeliner, almost like Gaara in a weird way. That's a good desperate Sakura face. I can imagine her looking at a paper bomb with that expression.
Well, this makes me wonder though. How did Lee get the paper bomb off the squirrel and the force of death?
Well, that's not the thing I thought you were going for. I thought because I was emphasizing Sakura useless ? Randomly when I thought that was like the opposite of Daigo's rewrite, but he'll probably have that be a later thing. But I thought you were gonna go the route with, oh my god, why is Sasuke crazy OP again still? Like, Sasuke's rushing to Sakura, who just kicked away before a paper bomb can go off. It doesn't take long for a paper bomb to go off. He showed the Madara clip when he did that.
Well, based off of our pixel scaling of Sasuke versus Haku, we've seen how absurd and nonsensical Sasuke's protect his friend amp can be.
Okay, fair enough. Did you have a different thing to say as well? What's the matter?
Her eyes, preparing to die. Sasuke then touches the paper bomb with his left hand, and we see sealing marks flowing from Sasuke's hand to the paper bomb, which is diffused. Sasuke saves Sakura using the sealing jutsu he copied from Kakashi during their training. The captain and Kurotsuchi are still engaged with Naruto and Hinata. Both Konoha ninjas are taking a beating now. As the captain sees Sakura and Sasuke on the ground, vulnerable, he says, "Kurotsuchi, finish them!" Kurotsuchi seems very conflicted. Regardless, she begins weaving hand signs to shoot Sasuke and Sakura with another magma style. Naruto, who's engaged with the captain, sees that. He looks at Hinata and says, "Hold it."
Crazy how like everyone except for Kurotsuchi is out of chakra, when Kurotsuchi's probably using the biggest chakra drain jutsu there is of anyone here.
Well, she was concerned about chakra earlier.
She's spamming her lava style. She's not concerned here.
No, she was. That's.
Oh yeah,
she
was concerned. She's not so concerned here. She was.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
A reckless flourish of blows against the captain to distract him, buying time for Naruto to rush towards Kurotsuchi as he engages her, not allowing her to finish the magma style she was aiming at Sasuke and Sakura. We get a feeling Kurotsuchi didn't weave her hand signs as quickly as she could. She seemed hesitant to kill Sasuke and Sakura. Hinata's attacks grow way too reckless, and the captain is able to land.
Similar to Sage of Thickcalf's interpretation of Zabuza hesitating to cut through Haku.
A counterattack.
Yeah, the canon interpretation, yeah.
You did not agree with him in that argument.
Well, I said what is the I don't remember what the specific bounds of the argument you guys were discussing were, but in canon, no, that is what happened. It's in the story.
No, I'm totally right.
They made that a thing.
Well, no, I was right is the thing.
What was your thing that you said?
Kakashi was wrong.
Okay, no.
Across the face, rendering her completely unconscious. Naruto sees Hinata fall into the ground. His blue eyes turn red. His pupils turn into...
Okay, so I'm expecting this is what Daigo was waiting for us to get to. So, here we go.
Yeah.
Slits, and he says to...
But back to the rewrite.
"One of my friends, I'll kill you." This phrase triggers a memory as we see the captain's eyes wide open in fear and rage. We cut to a flashback of the captain's past. He's about 10 years younger. We see him and a platoon of over 30 ninjas traversing a dense forest. The captain seems to be the platoon captain in the flashback as well. He says to his underlings,
it's
"We need to
roboting
get to the
for me.
landslide location."
Oh, is it good?
Try rewinding.
Also perfect
Mine
time
was,
for
messed up.
the flashback. Like, this feels like it'd be the Naruto flashback timing.
15 years younger. We see him and a platoon of over 30 ninjas traversing a dense forest. Captain seems to be the platoon captain in the flashback as well. He says,
What anime is this from? I'm curious, Daigo. Is this from a Naruto filler? Kamui, do you recognize it? It looks
You know
more
what
like
he kind of
Fullmetal
reminds me of?
Alchemist. What?
It slightly reminds me of the guy in Tokyo Revengers. If you gave not Taiju, but his younger brother, if you gave him a big frowny looking mustache and changed his
also
hair
widen his
to
face.
gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny, bro. Oh my god. What was his name? Haikyuu? Was that it? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think Haikyuu, something close to that.
Tokyo Revenger.
Sort of Taiju's name because he was
Younger.
I forgot the girl's name.
brother.
She was cool.
This isn't helpful. Well, it's here. What is his name? The Shiba siblings. I bet I could look it up. I'd look it up that. Shiba. Taiju. They literally just don't say it. That's crazy. What is this? Did this say anything? Hawkeye? Yeah, we knew it was Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, yeah.
We knew it was Hawkeye. Didn't I say? I don't know.
No,
It was
you
in my
said
head.
Haikyuu.
Yeah, but it was in my head. I don't know why I didn't say it.
What's the girl's name?
Shiba girl. Yuzuha. That one's understandable to forget.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool. Anyways.
Oh, he
Back
said
to
no
the-
idea to where this is from.
Okay, fair enough.
Says to his underlings, we need to get to the landslide location quickly. We're running late. The other teams will be in position soon. One of the other
He's saying this in the flashback?
Landslide, are they in the same spot?
It's gotta
Is
be
this
a
the same
different
spot? Or just a
one.
convenient different landslide? Yeah.
ninjas under him says, but why do we have to do it at the same time as them? Captain seems exasperated. He says, I told you already, 20 different teams will cause landslides on 20 different key locations in the Land of Fire. If we succeed, the third great ninja war is ours. And where are those places the other teams will hit?
So he's trying to do what that
This
one
guy
Naruto
loves
filler
landslides.
did.
Oh yeah, it's like Old
Stone
Man
faces
Gendo's
fall.
bomb plan with the
Yeah.
Hokage Stone faces, yeah.
Why do you have to know? The Tsuchikage only entrusted that information to the platoon leaders. Because we are the most trustworthy, we will never relinquish that information to the enemy. And today, the Land of Earth will emerge as it rightfully should, the dominant power in this world. Let's all make the Tsuchikage and our villagers proud. He then screams in excitement, for the Stone Village! That's an interesting story. A voice coming from the other side of the captain says. He continues, now, would you mind telling me the location of those landslide sites? The captain looks towards the voice, and he sees Minato, the yellow flash, nonchalantly cruising the forest with the stone platoon. As they all notice Minato, the platoon gets extremely spooked. How did you get there? Stay on guard! Members of the platoon scream. The captain says, Formation D, now! The platoon quickly goes into formation, assuming a defensive position on the ground. As Minato...
Real quick, Daigo. Is Formation D a canon thing in Naruto, or are you making it up? And do you have an idea of what Formation D is? Like, could you draw a diagram and send me Formation D?
Well, I have two. One is Formation D might be one of Yamato's formations,
Yeah.
if that's what he's going for,
I'm thinking
because
so,
they use like that sort of thing. But if not any of those, please tell me it's just a giant Manji formation.
Well, I'm just waiting for Daigo to draw me a Mel part and send that to me as Formation D.
Oh god.
I'm about yeah, screw off, watch the video.
Minato stares at them. Please, tell me the location or I'll have to force you. The same stone ninja who was asking about the landslide locations to the captain says, Sir, he's the yellow flash. We have fully on sight orders from our superiors. What should we do?
He responded, they form up the shape of a D. It's like a capital D as well. So a semicircle. Okay, gotcha.
Running is not an option. Today,
Why a semicircle against Minato? I'm curious. Of all formations.
Well, maybe it's like his mustache shape is kind of like the D if you just connect the bottom points together.
Yeah. If he had a defined chin.
Yeah. Or if he had a mouth.
Yeah.
Today is a day of glory. We'll take him down. Minato sighs and tosses a dozen or so kunais around the platoon of ninjas,
So much for your formation. That went out the window.
aimed at the ground. The platoon is visibly scared. Noticing that, the captain says, Do not cower, men! The resilience of the stone will prevail! Before he finishes,
Okay, So before it was the will of the Tsuchikage, now it's the resilience of the stone. He sort of like did like a compromise there, I feel like, between our two.
Yeah, the will of stone.
Yeah, the resilience
of the
of
stone.
stone.
Finishes the sentence. Every single member of his platoon, except for him, is beheaded all at once by what seemed to be an
Shout out
invisible
Gato.
force. Minato apparates in front of the captain, the last surviving member of his platoon. Now Minato has a menacing look in his face, holding a kunai that's dripping blood, and says,
Oh, he did
"Now
the scene!
you'll tell me the landslide locations, or I'll kill you." We cut back to the present, to Captain's POV, as he sees Minato's son uttering the exact same words Minato did all those years ago. "I'll kill you." Captain absolutely loses it. He is furious and he screams, "No! I won't lose to you again! I won't let my village lose again!" He
Okay.
jumps on top of the chakra seals drawn
PTSD.
on the ground and says, "It's not completed yet, but
Let's
it
go!"
will have to do." Kurotsuki says,
Okay,
Okay, he's
that
doing
confirms our
the
thing.
partial one.
So cool, yeah. It's like
Yeah,
stealthy.
he did the partial one. Okay.
"Captain, no, wait!" But to no avail. Weaving hand signs, the captain casts a jutsu. Earth style, unleash landslide! The seal lines on the ground erupt with chakra as a massive piece of the mountain is dislodged and starts to go down slope.
And he's not considering who he's aiming at, so forget his comrades now. He is aiming this at Kurotsuchi as well. Right? Yeah?
Yeah, well, probably.
Well, it's down
Depending on
the
where
entire
Kurotsuchi
mountain.
is at right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they kind of got all mixed match, so she could, in theory, be higher than him now, but yeah, that's why I
definitely
said
not
maybe,
higher
probably,
than him,
but
if anything, near him.
As the wave of dirt and rock comes their way, Naruto grabs Hinata, Sasuke grabs Sakura, and one of Naruto's clones grabs Shino. They manage to get the injured out of the way of the landslide.
Is Shino even in the way? So when did he jump down? Wasn't he on the bugs?
no.
If anything, couldn't he just get back on the bugs and fly up? Like, if anything, shouldn't Shino be the one saving
Should
all
he be
of
the one
them?
saving them?
Yeah. It's like-
Yeah. that would be a good way to have Shino come in clutch there.
Right? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Naruto looks
It'd be too easy, though. I wouldn't want to see it, but yeah.
infuriated with his QB chakra flaring and wants to attack the captain, but Sasuke says, "Naruto, don't! You have to do something about the landslide! I will try to reach the village before it gets hit to tell the people to evacuate!" Naruto looks at Sasuke and says, "Got it!" Sasuke dashes down.
See, if they're doing, like, the Rage QB form as opposed to, like, the Neji or Gaara QB form, I feel like Naruto wouldn't be like this. First of all, I don't think he'd be, like, responding to Sasuke. Second of all, I don't think he'd be like, I hate to say it, I don't think he'd be like grabbing Hinata to throw her out of the way. I think he'd be like head on charging towards the landslide and be like slashing it away.
Part of it depends. Okay, so as we've kind of discussed, the red eye QB form Naruto has is different like each time.
Yeah.
So if it's the Haku one, bro's not even speaking English. She's just charging and grunting. If it's the Orochimaru in the Force of Death one, that's the only one that he reasonably could do this with.
I agree.
Because that Naruto is like angry, but he's like talking and stuff.
Yeah.
The Kimimaru and Sasuke ones are kind of like in between the Haku and Orochimaru ones, so that one's also like maybe.
Yeah. The Kimaru one's
But
a
if
lot
it's like
closer to the
Orochimaru's one, then
one.
yeah.
Exactly. You could really argue the Orochimaru one's more than the Kimimaru one. You could just flip flop either way.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
But Haku, no, bro. That one ain't working.
Yeah.
The mountain as quickly as he can as Naruto jumps in front of the massive wave of rocks and mud going towards the village. He uses a multi-shadow clone jutsu, and with a QB amp he's able to create around 1,000 clones. The massive army of clones then uses itself as a wall to contain the landslide.
Literally what I was saying he just would have done regardless of what anyone says to him or protecting anyone else. I think he just would have done this first thing. Maybe not like making the clones to protect it as like a wall. I think it's sort of like how he just yells fire away in his QB form. I think he would just like use his claws just to like slash it away.
Yeah, you just scream the landslide away.
Similar to the very, very first thing he does against Sasuke at the Final Valley after Sasuke Chidori's him. He's like, "You are my friend," and he just like does like the hand slash, and it creates a lot of wind. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he would.
Yeah. He does the claw swipe, and it like just blows it away. Real quick, Daigo said, which I remember now, the Shino's bugs died to the lava, so he doesn't really have bugs to use right now.
Right. Man, maybe if we actually like watched the episode, we would have like picked up on.
I think. Well, we had too long of a gap between like.
Yeah.
With our arguments, like we argue for like an hour in the middle, that kind of messes.
And also,
it up.
he did have QBIs in episode 1. I do remember that against Mizuki. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
The wave of rocks decelerates, but many clones vanish as they are hit by debris. As several clones keep on fading, Naruto keeps on creating more clones and more clones, making this Herculean effort to slow down several tons of stone and mud. We cut to Kurotsuchi and the captain. He's breathing heavily, very fatigued from the jutsu he just used. Kurotsuchi looks terrified at what he's done. The captain...
So, do these...
Okay, do you think Kurotsuchi's gonna use her lava style to stop it somehow?
Oh, that'd be interesting. I think so, yeah, honestly. Is it gonna like turn it like the rubber lava is gonna like harden or something, make a wall.
Yeah, I think he got rid of the quicklime jutsu in favor of the lava, but he might still have it do something kind of like that.
Do you think these Naruto clones have the QB form? I mean, they have to, right?
Yeah, though I mean they're doing the Kimimaru fight, so I assume it's the same as that.
So I understand in the Kimimaru fight he could pop them as easy as just normal clones. But like you look at Naruto versus Orochimaru's snake, and he's just like pounding it. And to be fair, it's not like making marks or anything, but like it just feels like it's rumbling throughout the whole forest from the force of the punches. I feel like these clones wouldn't just sit there and just get hit. And Naruto wouldn't need thousands upon thousands of clones just to barely slow down the mud wall. I feel like just the clones just wailing on the mud wall. I feel like that just would work, depending on how strong the QB form should be.
I mean, he stopped the snake with it. With
exactly. Yeah. You got 1,000 snake-stopping level clones. More than 1,000. He's started with 1,000. He's summoning more and more as time passes.
Sees her look and says, "This is what needs to be done, Kurotsuchi. Your grandfather would be proud. You should be proud as well. But I'm not. I'm sick of being compared to him, of having to lower my moral standards just because I'm expected to. Sick of trying to prove my worth. If that's what it means to be the granddaughter of the Tsuchikage, I denounce my lineage." She rushes down the mountain, the captain too tired to follow.
Okay. Do you think Kurotsuchi's replacing Konohamaru?
Ooh.
Right?
In some aspects, yeah.
That can work.
Not in all aspects, but like in some, yeah. Because like I'm always being compared to my grandpa thing.
Mm-hmm. I would like that.
For sure.
That might be better than Konohamaru. Like a rival from another village.
Especially if he does more with Kurotsuchi later.
Exactly.
Which I'm assuming he would, just based off this. So.
I mean, he doesn't have to do much in order to rival what Kishimoto did with Konohamaru anyway, so...
Follow her.
Sasuke if you're gonna go by the manga, he didn't do much.
His cloak billowing in the night as he screams on the top of his lungs, "Evacuate immediately! Get as far away from the mountain as you can!" People see him and they see Sasuke wearing their former leader's cloak. For the first time, they seem to have a degree of trust towards Sasuke and don't treat him with hostility. The villagers begin to evacuate.
That said, I understand. It's really cool story-wise. It's slightly ridiculous that the villagers would just agree to that. Like, they see the demon Uchiha wearing that one red cape, and suddenly they believe him. Like, imagine Itachi shows up with the Hokage jacket on. He's being treated like Itachi. It's not gonna change anything.
If anything, they're gonna hate him more. So yeah, in fairness, they could have hated him more for doing that. But you could also say like the look on his face, they're like, okay, maybe we should retreat just in case.
Yeah, he's saving
it's
the village.
kind of tricky there.
Kamui, you wouldn't know what this means, but Daigo, I have been curious this whole time. Is this episode taking inspiration from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the episode with Jet? I feel like you could be doing something like that. But anyways.
evacuate and leave their homes as quickly as they can. Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, and Kiba now see what Sasuke is doing and begin to help as well. We cut to Naruto. He's putting
Okay, so that's probably the reason that he had, like, specifically this group go to fight, whereas that other group just wasn't going to fight. This is probably, like, the reason that Daigo thought in advance to have them not go, so that he can have them here to help with the villagers.
Yeah.
every fiber of his being into stopping the landslide. Thousands of shadow clones are getting overwhelmed by the amazing force of the rocks. The further down the landslide gets, the more debris it gathers, and the stronger it gets. Naruto's QBM finally fades, as he spent all of the chakra creating shadow clones. The landslide builds even more.
Interesting. So in this case, Naruto
Yeah,
using
so
his
Kurtsuchi's
chakra...
gonna save the day.
Yeah, it's almost the opposite in canon. When I could understand it either way, but like it's almost like as Naruto uses more of the QB chakra, he gains more QB chakra.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Don't play. I gotta change headphones, so give me a minute.
Okay, yeah. And understandably, Naruto gets like more rage induced, which is why he's accessing more of the QB chakra. He's not actually gaining more. It's just kind of funny how he's almost limitless in that regard. He just gets stronger despite using more of his power. But yeah. I don't think I based it on anything outside of Naruto. Fair enough. How old is this episode at this point? 2 years ago? I'm specifically June 2022. Okay. I'd say we're catching up, but I'm pretty sure you released 2 episodes in the time that took us to react to this one, so I feel like we're falling actually farther behind, but we got the tuning exams next. Oh, and tuning exams only 1 episode. I wonder if it's like the Land of Waves, so where it's going to be largely the same, and probably the same for Konoha Crush, and Search for Tsunade the same, 1 episode, and Sasuke Retrievals 1 episode, so the rest of the Naruto's all 1 episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's minimal changes there.
Yeah.
Momentum as Naruto is almost running out of clones. They are progressively getting swallowed by the landslide. Naruto creates more clones, but without the QB chakra, he can only create 20 or so, not nearly enough to do anything. Naruto stares at the massive avalanche of rocks, knowing this is it. After his grueling efforts, he smiles and says, "A death worthy of a Hokage. Believe it." Massive Earth-style walls erupt from the ground, decelerating the momentum of the landslide. We see Kurotsuchi screaming in an amazing effort to spam.
Oh my god, Kamui, I forgot. Again, she doesn't have to use her Kekkei Genkai. She can just use Earth
she can just use Earth style.
I'm so bad at this.
We both forgot.
She did that like 20 minutes ago in the episode.
Yeah, I know. She did the Earth style.
Oh my god.
As many stone walls as she can to stop the rocks and mud. Naruto is able to get away in the nick of time. Kurotsuchi then says, still weaving hand signs and making walls appear, "Go! It's not safe here!" Naruto then replies, "No, I'm not leaving you!" Kurotsuchi then says, "You have to go! Tell everyone to evacuate!
Okay, I get the idea, like, I'm not leaving you to the person who just saved you. She has only been your enemy up to this point. Yeah, you had, like, playful banter with her or whatever earlier, but, like, Naruto had that with masked Haku as well, I think. At least Sasuke did.
Yeah, and, you know, Naruto wanted to be friends with Haku and Zabuza.
In the end, yeah. This should be a surprising shock to Naruto that his enemy is doing this. If anything, he doesn't even know if it's because of Naruto or because Kurotsuchi doesn't want the village to be destroyed or something else.
You know, well, either way, but, do you think instead of a love triangle, Daigo's setting up a love square by adding Kurotsuchi into the mix?
I did mention earlier that Kurotsuchi was being set up as a love interest, so I'm just gonna say yes.
Actually, it's a love pentagon because you have Kurotsuchi, Sakura, Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke.
There you go.
"I will stop this thing! I swear by the honor of my village!" Naruto then nods and rushes towards the village. We see the Konoha.
That's interesting. Again. I think they are. I think Daigo is playing with the thing. Because now, before you had the will of the Tsuchikage, and then the resilience of the stone, and now the honor of her village. It's the same thing, but from a different perspective. This one's the right one.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. It's similar to Toneri diluting the words of Hagoromo's brother Hamura in his message. Kind of same idea.
Sort of, I guess.
There you go.
Naruto then nods and rushes towards the village. We see the Konoha ninjas in the village helping on the evacuation, carrying the children and the elderly with their powered-up ninja jumps. Naruto then arrives. He creates 4 shadow clones with the last ounces of his chakra to help as well. Sasuke sees him and says, "What happened?" Naruto says, "I guess we got a new ally." They begin to hear the sound of the landslide as it comes down.
No, I feel like those lines are reversed. Like, I guess we got a new ally feels like it should come before, "I'm not leaving you." Different levels there, I feel.
The mountain, getting close to the city. Naruto and Sasuke look at each other, nod, and rush to help more people. The landslide breaks through the mountain forest, and we see—
Also, can I just say, despite being incomplete, this jutsu feels extremely complete. Like, I don't know why he waited. It just obviously was gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, this is with Naruto and Kurotuchi and everyone else trying to stop the mudslide, and they're not even stopping it. If anything, it's getting more powerful. It's like, you gonna launch this away.
Yeah, like, he really did. Yeah, he could have just won.
Kurotuchi using earth walls and ditches to divert and slow the avalanche of rocks. The people in the village scream in fear and terror as the rocks and mud hit the village and begin destroying buildings. Kurotuchi then focuses all of her will, casting even larger stone walls, and the landslide finally ceases. It hit a section of the town, but everyone had been evacuated from that area. Kurotuchi falls on her knees in exhaustion as the landslide stops. The villagers cheer in relief and celebration. No one got hurt. The villagers begin thanking Sasuke for warning—
Who is this guy?
Yeah, dude. Or no, go all the way to the right. This guy.
This looks like one of the paths of pain. It's like when he's human.
Yeah, he looks like the osteopath.
them and for helping with the evacuation. We see this awe-inspiring image of Sasuke standing tall, his cloak billowing, and the people around him showing extreme gratitude. It seems he may have begun reparations between his clan and this village. Naruto rushes towards Kurosuke.
I like that. I like that. It's not fully fixed or anything. He's just begun it. I like that. That's good. That's really good. That's what I was saying they should have done with Naruto's character arc earlier.
Yeah.
Tsuchi and shouts, trying to find her. He finally does.
We should ask Dygo what he thinks about the eyes thing after.
Completely drained. She says, "I'm sorry, I couldn't stop it." Naruto says, "Don't worry, everyone is fine. You bought them time to leave. You saved them. I was wrong. You deserve to be called a shinobi, and you are a great one." Tsuchi smiles and says, "And you really are the son of a Hokage." Both of them begin to laugh with glee, but their laughter is cut short by the arrival of the captain. He says, "Kurosuchi, you filthy little traitor! You'll be ousted from the village. You don't deserve to be called a shinobi." "No, never mind being ousted. I'll kill you myself. I'll kill both of you."
See, this works especially well coming out of the Land of Waves, because what does it mean to be a shinobi? Sakura's question to Kakashi. And, like, shinobi are tools. I feel like that's sort of what he's leaning for here, whereas Naruto's gonna prove him wrong. Through Kurosuchi.
Yeah, like, this captain's taking the shinobi are tools mindset that all the villages have.
Filthy children.
I feel like instead of leaning on the honor of the village, resilience of the stone, whatever, they should have been like, this is what makes us ninja, or something like that this whole time. So here, when he says this line...
Yeah, if you're gonna do this, yeah, that would work.
Children of Kage! Captain rushes to attack. Kurosuchi is too exhausted to do anything, but Naruto intercepts the captain.
You could, like, combine the two. He could be like, only stone ninja are real ninja, or something like that. But yeah. Only the stone makes the best ninja, etc., etc.
Its use is a grueling taijutsu fight, as they are both completely out of chakra, akin to Naruto and...
This is kind of funny, coming from beginning of series Naruto. This is Arc 2. Base Naruto.
Yeah.
Sasuke when they ran out of chakra in their fight in part 2. The captain says, "Your father killed many of my friends, and I will kill you now. I will redeem myself, and the Tsuchikage will forgive the sins of my past. I will never betray this town again. I will fulfill my mission." He kicks...
What would be extra cool, almost setting up like an Obito thing, to where he, like, not betrayed his comrades, but, like, abandoned his mission, which is why he survived against Minato. And he was, like, ostracized from the village, which is why he has this mindset now. And now Naruto's having to, like, deal with, like, the sins of his father, like, consequences, but, like, not really sins, but you get what I mean?
Yeah, you have to change the original thing, because that's the opposite of what happened here. And what happened is he chose the mission over his comrades.
Yeah, just rewriting the rewrite.
Naruto to the ground and grabs a kunai to finish him off. Kurotsuchi crawls, and on the ground, she grabs one of Captain's
Wait,
feet,
is she crawling with her
saying,
chin?
I don't think he's gonna clarify. Well, he is in chat. He could clarify that.
"Stop, please." The captain stomps Kurotsuchi's head and motions to finish her off instead. As he's about to kill Kurotsuchi with a kunai, Naruto beheads the captain with his kunai. And as Captain's head falls to the ground, Naruto says, "I told you I'll kill you if you laid another finger on my friends."
God dang, I didn't think he was that serious.
Okay.
Like, I didn't think he was actually gonna kill
okay.
Mitsuki.
I will say, killing might be out of base Naruto's character. That said, I love the fact that he's calling Kurotsuchi his friend.
Okay, it doesn't matter if it's out of base Naruto, because OG Naruto doesn't exist. This is in character Naruto, because he does it.
True. With how much he hates Minato, yeah.
Yeah.
Kurotsuchi seems sad, seeing a former comrade dying, but then she smiles and says, "Thank you. What was your name again?" "Naruto Uzumaki. I'm Kurotsuchi." A few hours pass.
This feels like end of Land of Waves talking to
Kurotsuchi just
Inari.
doesn't have a last name.
The celebrations die down. We see Kurotsuchi retreating her two wounded companions as Naruto and Sasuke...
Actually, I kind of like this better. So imagine that guy was Kurotsuchi's dad, and she's purposefully not saying her last name to just distance herself from him. Be like, I'm not a part of his family. Not what's happening, but rewriting the rewrite.
Do the same for Hinata, Sakura, and Shino. Now a few days pass, and we see that the leaf and the stone came to a peace agreement. Both sides now working together to help rebuild the village hit by the landslide. Kurotsuchi...
So that's weird, though, because is that not just the mindset of the entire village? Or is that just that one singular guy in the stone village thought this?
Well, seemingly it's the mindset of Onoki himself, so...
We haven't met Onoki yet, so apparently it's not. Just it was that one
according
guy.
to Hiruzen and Danzo, it is.
Like... Yeah, true. Fair enough.
She assumes the role of captain for her team. Her two companions didn't even question her. We also see a grave dug for the captain, who perished in battle, and both the stone ninjas and the leaf ninjas pay their respects to him. We can see Naruto very conflicted about what he had to do, even crying, because even though Captain's actions were misguided, he was still a ninja doing his best for his village and his people. During this time, we can also see the people...
Yeah, I like that. That is showing respect for your enemy, despite them being an awful person. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
There you go.
From the village, warming up to Sasuke. A week or so passes, and now the village looks much better. The Earth-style jutsus really helped cleaning up. Both teams are now about to leave. As they say goodbye to each other, Kurotsuchi says, "I'll make sure my grandfather never raises a finger against this country again, and when I become the Tsuchikage, then things will change for real." Naruto smiles and points at her. "Ha! But I'll become Hokage before you become Tsuchikage, believe it." Kurotsuchi says, "How about a bet then? Whoever becomes a Kage first has to go to the other's village for the inauguration ceremony. You got a deal." As the Leaf Ninja...
What do you mean first?
Who's
As
totally
if they wouldn't do that the other way around?
Losing the bet just end the... Yeah.
Like, the second one to become Kage just doesn't have them there for some reason. Okay, I guess. But no, she's totally replacing Konohamaru, and I think it's way better, honestly, probably.
Yeah.
Childhood bias aside. Who do you think is going to become Kage first in this rewrite?
Kurotsuchi.
Okay.
Oh, well, actually...
Well, Naruto might not become Hokage when he does.
No, it's going to be Kurotsuchi. Because I don't think Daigo's going to get rid of Kakashi as 6th Hokage. But I think Kurotsuchi will become Kage when Kakashi's...
Again, you think it's so obvious Kakashi was just fated to be the 6th Hokage. It just blasts you out of nowhere and he doesn't do anything with it. Why do you think Daigo's going to keep that in, of all things? You're just so confident.
I feel like Daigo likes Kakashi and probably wants to let him be Hokage.
As 6th Hokage, okay, if he is 6th Hokage, this is not going to be the way it is in canon. That's for sure. It's actually going to do something.
Maybe not.
It. Nah, bro.
Perhaps so.
Not a chance. Anyways.
We'll find out.
I'm surprised you agree with me on, like, everyone going to that one dude's grave.
Why would I disagree with that?
Because I figured you'd be like, oh, well, Gato sucked. Naruto never would have done that for Gato. And I'd be like, oh, he did it for Zabuza.
Gato's not a ninja doing something for his village. Gato's just a scumbag.
All life is precious, okay? This man lost his life. He died.
Gato's life is not
Kamui.
precious. It's
now
preciously
that's
awful.
exactly where I was expecting the argument to go. So thank you for doing exactly what I thought you.
Are about to leave. Sasuke
Dude,
finds
Gato is
the
on
elderly
our
woman.
naughtiest of the naughtiest on our naughty or nice tier list, bro. We are not supporting Gato.
That doesn't mean his life wasn't
The
precious.
most naughty Naruto character.
He was still doing things for the sake of his village. Just wasn't
Okay,
good things.
real quick. Sasuke's about to find the elderly woman. I think it'd be hilarious if there's some sort of plot twist to where the elderly woman secretly is whatever blank character, and we're gonna get that reveal. Kamito or something.
Okay, Daigo, I don't think you
Like,
were
I
here
don't
for
care
this
who.
earlier. This is hilarious, is that I used this same, I don't think this exact same picture, but this same exact old woman in my anime, Flawless Perfections. Just want to point that out.
Who gave him the cloak. He motions to return the cloak, but she refuses it, saying, "No, this cloak is yours. You saved this village, this country, you and your friends, but you were the leader. You were the first ninja who led an army here in generations, so this belongs to you. Wear it to remember what you fight for." Sasuke looks at the cloak and seems conflicted. It seems like his desire for vengeance and his will to protect others are in conflict. He finally nods, takes the cloak, and says, "I will." If you made this far, please consider
Okay,
subscribing.
Do
okay.
you think he's gonna keep wearing it in future arcs?
See, I was gonna ask
it's
you the
just
same thing. I
this,
do think
just
so.
in his design now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna take it off at Sasuke retrieval.
Yeah, that's what he cast it aside. I like that idea.
That's interesting though. 'cause,
When do you think he'll take it off in Sasuke retrieval, though?
uh,
When will be the
after the
moment
Sound
that he
4?
casts it aside? Right after that, okay.
Yeah, when he leaves. In fact, I think that's even more impactful because Sakura would see him without it, and like without even uttering a single word, she would just already know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be even better. Definitely interesting. This makes it even more impossible to imagine how Sasuke is gonna eventually betray the leaf at the end of well, at the beginning of Sasuke retrieval, which is a good thing because it's the same thing they did with Kawaki. How it's like I can't even imagine how he's gonna turn against Naruto and the leaf, etc., etc., at the end of the Ishiki arc, especially the Code arc. Well, Code arc is a little bit more understandable, but you know, it's like how could this possibly go wrong? But you know it does. So I think that's good. There you go. To be fair, it is only an addition rather than a rewrite, but I think it's a good addition nonetheless. So I can't like say it's better than what we got because it's not in reference to what we got, but it is still better. If that makes sense. Cool.
He said he doesn't think he based it on anything outside of Naruto, though.
He also says,
But
Naruto was
Kursuji
gonna
is
kill
hot.
Haku in the land
Naruto
of
was
waves
gonna
and
kill
base.
Haku in the land of waves and base.
Which
That's
is
fair.
true.
He was also gonna
Well,
kill
no,
Mizuki in the original story in base.
Well, yeah.
Although he didn't.
I understand. That's not the point I was getting at. My point is that he says he's gonna do it. He looks like he's gonna. I can't imagine the visual of Naruto actually doing it.
I definitely can't imagine him doing the beheading.
Yeah, like it's not just the fact that he does it because he had to like be talked into it for like 10 minutes by Haku. Technically only a minute, but you know what I mean. Like he was talked into it, coerced into it in a way. It just comes out of nowhere. The beheading, yeah, and like you're saying, beheading in particular compared to other things. Like beheading is intentionally killing someone. I feel more so than any other way.
Yeah, it's like it's going all out, man. Like that's like a Zabuza move.
Like, there's no coming back from that. You know what you're doing. Yeah, and again,
Yeah.
being compared to Zabuza, the demon who admits he's going to hell right before beheading someone. That's the comparison being made here. In your rewrite as well. So it's there. So there you go.
Maybe he's going for that comparison. The demon of the leaf versus the demon of the hidden mist.
So what you're saying is he's not changing Naruto's evil character. This is supposed to be a rewrite, though, so it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, it is a rewrite. He's making Naruto a demon. All right, Dygo, if you're still listening, you can spoil us. Is Naruto a gaslighting terrorist in your rewrite?
It's never too late.
Wait a minute, Oodie. Well, actually, I won't say this until he answers.
Well, to be fair, Naruto wasn't a
Assuming he's
gaslighting
listening.
terrorist at first anyways. And so is it as of now, or is it what's planned
So-
slash through the end?
When did he become a gaslighting terrorist in your eyes?
I refuse to elaborate.
What arc?
Definitely by Obito. You could argue from the beginning of Shippuden, though. You could
Okay, but
argue
what arc
earlier
would you
than that.
pick?
I feel like it's a little bit less
But what arc
reasonable.
would you pick?
I'd have to think about it more.
How long do you need to think about it?
I need to think about it off stream.
Why off stream versus on stream?
Because I'm not gonna think about it on stream. How about that, Kamui? Yeah, you can't argue against that one, can you, Kamui?
Why not?
Because I said so. Yeah, I'll take that.
Why is this been a 5-hour stream?
I don't think he's listening anymore. I don't blame him either.
How unfortunate.
Quite. Indeed. Indubitably. But anyways.
Bro, Jura sent a message in chat. You've spent 3,023 minutes listening to the Baki Doki podcast in 2024.
How many hours is that? Let's find out. Weird how it's sending that in like mid-November.
500.
500
That's 500
hours?
hours.
There's not a chance. I'm gonna recheck that math. Divided by 60? It's 50. Not 500.
Oh wait, that'd be okay. Yeah, that'd be 6 minutes for an hour.
So technically, like, about 2 full days. It's just crazy.
Well, that's not as impressive.
Okay. Now I
Compared
gotta
to
figure out
20
the
full
math.
days.
How many days would 500 hours be?
20.
That would be about 21
Well, a little bit
days,
over 20.
which would be 3 weeks. Full weeks.
Well, think about it. Like, for example, if let's just use Space, because Space watches most of the podcast. If Space was to listen to a 6-hour podcast, of which we do like, well, for a while we do like 3 a week. That's okay. Let's just say 2 a week for a minute. After 2 weeks, that's 1 day. So if you do that for a year, 52 weeks, that's 26 days.
So, Kamui, I have an absurd statistic for you. This would be 6% of a
Okay.
year, and that probably is how long we're actually streaming for. Keep in mind, we're probably asleep for like 40% of a year. We probably stream 6% of our current day-to-day lives. Just all of our time. All 24/7 hours.
And it's basically unpaid. All right, the 4 of you watching, let's hit the donation goal. $5.
At this point,
There's
Kamui, the
7 of you
donation goal
watching.
isn't
All
gonna
7 of you,
matter.
donate $1.
Like, we're
Hit
so
the
close
goal
to
before we end
1,000.
stream. Hurry up.
Like, I feel like we would get more money if they subscribed instead of donated at this point. Like, we're so close to 1,000.
Well, they're probably already subscribers. Okay, if you're
Yeah.
not subscribed, subscribe right now instead of donating. And if you're already subscribed, donate $1. I know you're
What was
listening.
the estimation? Like $50 a week once we hit 1,000. Insane.
How much is that per
Yeah,
year?
the ads are going to be more helpful.
Well, like 2,500, I think. Right? Oh, not that.
Hey, I'll
No.
take it. I'll still take it. There's groceries right there.
Weird. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that, like we said, has been a 5-hour stream. 5
Yeah,
hours.
and none of them are donating because they hate us, apparently.
about
They
how
haven't
many
subscribed either.
subscribers that we got. Hey, jumped up to 6 viewers, so clearly we're doing something right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'll have to do a whole stream of it just asking them to subscribe and donate until it happens.
Oh my god. Okay, well,
Alright, well, I guess we'll end
yeah.
since they hate us.
We should have asked Dygo on to do
Oh,
our
8
outro,
watching
but
now. Oh my god, dude. They love it when we ask
Bro,
for
that's
subscribers and
crazy.
donations and don't get it.
Yeah, we'll just have to like leave it up on screen or something. Just like subscribe, just text in the top left corner, just permanently.
It's a real, we'll have to make a stream visual. This is subscribe and donate see if we get more viewers.
Oh my god. Okay, well, what is this? What is the thing again? Or at least I have failed. What is it again?
Oh,
Podcasters.
all right. Well, even podcasters are human, or no matter how hard we try to escape that fact, we always failed. Well, at least we have failed. Boy, give me your subscribe button.